Welcome into the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. We're here today for another week of the Esports Tower Rumble, where talented all-star teams, the Esports Tower, are competing for a spot in BFC, play against pros and content creators alike. And by the end of the night, we will see who is on the cusp of a championship. For the first time in a while, it's going to be a new team. I am Michael Fish Fisher, ready to go here for our group stage of this week's Rocket League Rumble. Of course, we'll have the finals coming up next week, same time on Monday, and I cannot wait to see it because we have a little bit of a different lineup than usual, lighter roster, but we're going to get a chance to look at some teams who have been struggling to take down the greats like the Barracudas. And we're going to see teams like the Lynx, the Mammoths of different colors, and I cannot wait to see the Wolves as well. I think the Blue Wolves are definitely in here, and I cannot wait to see how some of these teams who we've seen in the past who are starting to challenge for that upper echelon, but unfortunately run into the buzzsaw that is the Barracudas, how they handle themselves in this week's Rumble with a little bit more of a wide open chance at the championship. But for now, it's just the group stage. I cannot wait to see how our teams do. We have the Lynx, the Red Mammoths, the Yellow Mammoths, and the Blue Wolves. As I mentioned, I think coming into this, you have to think that the Lynx are the favorites. They're the team that is getting better and better every single week. But the Yellow Mammoths, last time we had our Rumble, went undefeated in the group stage, made quite the run to the semifinals before they were taken out. And I think they might also be one of the favorite teams here tonight. We'll have the Blue Wolves and Red Mammoths as well. Tonight's format going to look a little bit different. Before we get into it, I want to remind everyone on Twitch to support your team, celebrate the successes, be respectful to the other fans, and mods will remove anyone who violates the chat rules. Tonight, we will have a one-game highlight of each of the teams per round, and we will also have a full series to take a look at with the smaller rosters. Of course, going to have a little bit more repeats in the games, which still should be a ton of fun. And like I said, I cannot wait to see the Yellow Mammoths are a team that are getting better and better, the Lynx as well, but I would think the Blue Wolves and Red Mammoths might shock some people, so I cannot wait to see how all four of these teams here tonight, and we're going to see some names that we get to look a little bit more at, and we haven't seen them. They usually get taken out maybe in the first round of the bracket stage. They don't maybe quite make it out into the semifinals of the grand final, so I am excited. But it doesn't matter who's playing, doesn't matter who you're going against, you always have to have Doc's keys to the game in order to help you out, and in Rocket League they are: don't let them have multiple attempts, clear the ball at angles, steal boost, and bump and demo to disrupt. It's all brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And that first bullet point is always very important. Talk time and time again with some of the Boise State Rocket League players when I've given the opportunity, had the chance to, and they will say if shots keep coming in, eventually somebody's going to make a mistake and a ball is going to go in. So if you can get the clear, if you're able to maybe only have one or two shots, you're going to have a pretty good chance of winning, because 90% of the time, the team with the more shots, usually the team with the more goals, and usually the team that comes out on top with the victory. Well, we're going to start off with our round one here. Start off with our highlight match between the Lynx and Blue Wolves, kicking things off tonight. The Lynx in the orange. The Blue Wolves will appropriately be on the blue side. The Lynx have been getting better and better every week. Like I said, they are one of those teams. We have the Barracudas obviously at the top. I think the Lynx are maybe fourth, maybe even challenging for that third place spot in our upper echelon, and they're a team that I expect to fully dominate here tonight. The Wolves, though, that roster has made some big strides in the last few weeks, and I'll be curious to see maybe if they're able to finally put everything together. They have some names on there who have had fantastic solo play. They just need to get all working together as a team, which is something the Esports Tower does a fantastic job of doing, and then they might be able to challenge for that upper spot. So I cannot wait to see who comes out with our first victory of the night, but I have to think that the Lynx are going to be the expected favorite here, along with Jockstrot, who is graduating from the Esports Tower program after next week's finals and will be joining as a coach, which is always very exciting. We'll see if he can guide his team to a victory, and just like that, Jockstrot, who else? He scores just 4 seconds into the match alongside Racer. Him and Flux have made an incredibly fantastic duo as Clayton here for the Blue Wolves trying to set something up. Bobbert, who's been spectacular in recent Rumbles, gets a great pass over to a teammate trying to play it around the corner, but Jockstrot with a fantastic clear, steals it away from Clayton. Wide open net, gets the demo, and Jockstrot's just going to drop it on in for his second goal of the game. Already 2 goals in less than 30 seconds for Jockstrot. He wants to have a championship in his final Rumble ever as a player. Now he's got a chance for an early hat trick, but he gets bumped off the ball. Can he recover? No, he cannot, and Clayton gets a fantastic clear away. Racer trying to set something up for a teammate, but a huge stop there by Scalix, and now Flux Looks like he's going to try and center it up. Bobbert pops it right for the net. Dangerous spot to be, and Racer just backs it in, and the Lynx are ready to go. They want that championship. Like I said, they've been getting better and better every single week. They are going to challenge the Barracudas when we get everybody back in this rumble. But right now, they are taking care of business here with Racer. Setting up one. Who needs a setup when you can do it yourself? Never mind. And the Lynx right now, they have one goal in mind, and that is to win this game. The Blue Wolves, we talked about, have been showing a lot of individual improvement. They just need to put it all together as a team. They do have a new member. Clay is actually the newest member of the Esports Tower, was a close friends with BG, which has given them some great synergy on this roster. And the coaches think Clay can make a big jump into high-level play very soon. But right now it's Flux with an insane play, but Scalix able to stop that one. Now Clayton going to clear that one over. Looks like we've got Bobbert here in the corner. He's going to end up bailing on it. Jockstrot is going to be able to pass it back to a teammate. Racer hits it in the wrong direction. Flux barely steals away, but Scalix got some momentum going here. He's got the ball right on that orange side. Jockstrot having none of that. He's going to get it over to Racer. Clayton now going for the back pass. Flux steals it away, but a great save there. And with a minute and a half gone by, the Lynx looking in full control, but the Blue Wolves have stopped the bleeding for now. And as I say that, Racer sets up a fantastic shot, but Flux doesn't have the angle he's looking for. And that ball is going to get stolen away. Racer's going to pop it up in the air, wants to play it himself. Ends up beating out all three members of the Blue Wolves with fantastic solo play. And Jockstrot comes in to finish it off for the hat trick. What an insane play by Jockstrot and Racer to absolutely just run through the defense. This Lynx team looking like they are going to pull away with this one. We'll see if the Blue Wolves can get on the board, build some, goodwill going forward later into the night, because you never want to get shut out in your first game, and I think this Blue Wolves team has the ability to do that. As we see here now, Jockstrot can't quite get the goal. Racer's going to dunk it in, and the Lynx now up 6-0. And they look like they are going to just absolutely run away with this. And I'll be curious to see when we get the Lynx and the Yellow Mammoths later on the night how that series goes. As Jockstrot here looks like he's going to take it himself off the back wall. Set up for Flux. He's not able to join the scoring as Bobbert is able to make a fantastic save. Clayton's going to hit it down into the orange side there. Flux going to get a great clear. Bobbert, also known as BG, gets a nice little shot on goal. But Jockstrot with a great pass over to Flux just barely misses the hood of his car. Jockstrot can't quite center it, but there's Racer off back iron looking for a follow-up. Flux just not going in the right direction, not been able to get it going. It's been a two-man show for the Lynx so far here tonight. That's all they need is Jockstrot from the impossible angle. My goodness, 4 goals for him, 3 for Racer. And the Blue Wolves haven't even taken a shot. They do get something off the kickoff here. It looks like Racer might be experiencing some technical difficulties, so see if he can get back in, but I don't think the Lynx are too worried about it right now with this 7-0 lead. Flux trying to make a play. Great pass over to Jockstrot, but this defense for the Blue Wolves has been swarming at times. Unfortunately, Clayton not quite able to make that save. That extends our lead to 8-0, but this Blue Wolves team, like I said, is getting better and better each week. Bobbert has been incredibly strong, and I think if Clayton is as good as these coaches expect him to be, this Blue Wolves team might be a team. Give them a week or two, maybe even take a week off. As Esports Tower teams have done a great job of taking weeks off and coming back strong. To give them a week off to really practice and get together as a team, this team might become a very, very fearsome team to fight. As Scalix retreating, he's had some excellent rumbles as well in the past. Going to make a great play there. Centers it up for Clayton. Gets a nice touch on it to disrupt that shot. Bobbert and Clayton going to collide on that one. Never what you want to see. But they're still able to corral it. Clayton now charging. He makes a great little side dribble there. Flux steals it away. Bobbert not quite in position to make a play on his. Jockstrot takes a fantastic shot. Hits out the crossbar. Racer for the follow-up. Not able to find it. Flux one time. Oh, he just hits it too high as well. Double tap, can't find it. Racer tries to just barely bump it in. Ball hanging in front of the net, and finally Racer's able to corral it. And the Lynx get that goal, and you see there 5 for Racer, 5 for Jockstrot, 10 shots. Absolutely insane. As we mentioned, this is his second to last Rumble. He'll be in the finals next week as well. And hopefully going to send his team to their first ever championship and a spot in BFC. And what a way to go out, but there's still a ton of Rocket League left on the night. But right now, this Lynx team looks absolutely loaded as Jockstrot give that man the double hat trick. 6 goals. Absolutely insane. And as we see there with 30 seconds left, the Lynx did end up winning this series 3-0, and you can see why here with a 10-0 lead in this game. Absolutely insane performance by the Lynx. And I cannot wait to see how things come and develop the rest of the night. And I think this Blue Wolves team, hopefully they don't let this discourage them. I think this is a team with a lot of potential. They just got to work out the kinks. Whenever you get a new teammate, things can be a little bit wonky. We saw that a couple times with some double commits. I think this Blue Wolves team can definitely make a play, but I cannot wait to see. Coming up next, we will have our premier match. We'll have a pair of Mammoths taking on each other, the Red Mammoths and the Yellow Mammoths. But before we do that, we have been joined by Jacob Jem Palmer to help call all of the action here in Jem. Get a little bit of a smaller field here tonight, but I definitely think that's going to let some new teams shine.
Well, hopefully it does. I'm still recovering basically from last night, basically. It's why I'm probably in a more casual getup today, because if you were watching us last night, we probably saw an example of how not to play Rocket League. But today, I have no doubt that seen in those highlight matches that you have seen, we're definitely going to see some higher level play, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and I think it's as much as I love the Barracudas, Quez and company have been absolutely killer. It's always nice to see some new faces claim a championship. We won't have that tonight, but we'll have them set themselves up in a very good spot. But it's time for our round 1 premier match. The Red Mammoths take it on the Yellow Mammoths. Both these teams have been incredibly strong. As I mentioned a couple weeks ago, the Yellow Mammoths broke into the top 4 for the first time. The Red Mammoths have consistently made it to the semifinals, just haven't gotten over that hump. You usually end up being taken out by the Barracudas, which is just an unfortunate matchup. So we'll have the Red Mammoths in blue. We'll have the Yellow Mammoths in orange. We'll take a look at this full series in a best-of-5 and see who can come out on top. We got Cran, Switch, and it looks like Siphon Clark on the left. We've got Horar, Moji, and Sir Wolf on the right. So some new names across the board, but definitely expect some great play there. Sir Wolf makes a great one there. Cran with the shot. Huge save, though, by Horar, and that's a great way to start that off with a huge save for the Yellow Mammoths.
Siphon is going to try to get a clear, but he's going to miss it as well as one of his teammates. It's going to be left up to Crayon here. He's going to be doing some mid-air dribble, pushes it back to midfield. Now it's going to try to play around the Yellow Mammoths. Able to get one, but it gets cleared back over. A little bit of ping pong right in the middle, and that is a great clear. It's going to force Clark to try to save, but he is the only one left. You see Crayon rushing in there, is able to push it off to the side, but if that hadn't bounced off the crossbar, my goodness, that would not have been good for them.
Well, tried to set up the pass from Cran to Siphon Clark. Didn't quite work out. Moji now racing in. Takes just a shot, goes wide of the net, but he's going to be able to recover his own rebound there. Great centering pass to Sir Wolf, who just can't get enough elevation. Horar hanging out in the background here. Now going to be able to make a play on the ball. Takes a shot, but Cran makes a fantastic save. Horar, one more chance. Sir Wolf not going to be able to connect, though.
Look at Moji here off to the side. Now it's going to be Siphon. It's going to be going up the wall, trying to contest there with Horar, but unable to find the clear. Switch coming in. Horar is going to go right past him, giving him the opportunity to drive it up the side of the field, centering it up for Crayon, who is waiting to try to make it, but it's going to be Sir Wolf who gets there first, is able to drive it back to midfield.
And Cran with a nice steal. Maybe going to try to set up Siphon Clark. He's racing in, but a huge save. I think that was by Horar once again with a fantastic defensive effort. Switch, though, has it all alone in front of the net, but Moji retreats in time. Scary spot to be. Another shot this time. No chance for Horar, and Siphon Clark gets the first one.
Yeah, the Yellow Mammoths had already committed there. You see Moji already going past the goal, and you see Horar trying to come in there, but just a little bit too late. They had already committed to trying to rotate out, and that allowed the Red Mammoths to get their first goal.
Yeah, unfortunately, just a bit of a double commit there, as you mentioned, Jem, but plenty of time for the Yellow Mammoths to come back as Horar not able to make the play. Cran spikes it down. One more chance. A little bit high. Doesn't have a follow-up either.
Well, the Yellow Mammoths have a lot of new members to Esports Tower, including Moji and Major. The team does not have a lot of practice together, but has strong individuals and have shown that they can improve right now. But right now, it is going to be the Red Mammoths who are showing them how teamwork can work here. Switch rotates in, plays it past Horar, and gets the second goal for the Red Mammoths.
Yeah, this Red Mammoths team has had very strong performances in recent Rumbles, but haven't been able to make it out of the semifinals, and that'll happen when your opponent is usually the Barracudas, but this might be their week, and right now they're looking pretty strong as Siphon Clark takes his shot, goes wide of the net, no follow-up. So Hoorar's just going to hit it over in the corner. Great demo, though, by Siphon Clark. Going to open up that net. Cran right there gets the ball right over the respawn, but a great play by Sir Wolf to make an excellent save. Stop that offensive play for now, but Switch sees his opportunity. Moji's not having any of it, though, but Cran with another great stop. You got to get the clear here. If you're the Yellow Mammoths, finally Sir Wolf able to make something happen.
Now going to be dribbling it up. Look at that dribble skill is going to be taken away by Switch, but it was looking like he was going to pop off into the goal there. Now here comes Moji, is going to be pushing it back towards blue. Sir Wolf comes in, misses mid-air opening for Switch here, just off to the right side, and is not going to find the goal.
Switch with one more chance. Moji makes a great defensive play, though. Sir Wolf going to pop it up in the air, going to try and take it himself, but Siphon Clark dunks it right over him. Who are now in the corner, makes a great little touch there to get it around two members. Looks like we also have a Rule 1 in the background there near midfield. See if we can get an eye on that. It looks like it might have been broken up. Hopefully nobody broke it up by themselves and that a teammate was able to come in. You never want to break up a Rule 1. And Sir Wolf retreats now into the corner, looking to make a play, but Cran's going to stop him.
Siphon Clark is going to push that back toward the corner, trying to play it around the two. It's going to be moved over to where Switch is now, going back into his territory, up the wall to play it around Moji. Corner boost has already been grabbed, so Switch isn't going to have that much to work with. Get bumps over to the other side. I thought Crayon was going to rotate in there, but it looks like Switch is still fighting for it, and he is doing so much. He is able to pick up some more boost there. That's going to allow the Yellow Mammoths to push it, Red Mammoths, excuse me, to push it back over to the other side of the field.
Hoorah is 1 minute left. They need a goal now if you're the Yellow Mammoths to be able to tie up game one. It is a best of 5, so plenty of time left. You never want to go down in the first game of the series. Great shot there by Crayon, turned away. Hoorah has an excellent opportunity up on the wall. Gets a great touch there, but it's going to be turned away in the corner. One more chance for a teammate. Sir Wolf off the back wall, but Moji just wasn't in the correct position, and Siphon Clark's going to clear it away.
30 seconds remaining now. It's going to be right in front of the Red Mammoths, and this is the Yellow Mammoths' time to try to get at least one goal and maybe hope for a kickoff just a little bit up and to the right there. Isn't going to find it. Moji is going to get demoed, though, by Switch, putting the Yellow Mammoths at a slight disadvantage, giving Red Mammoths enough time to clear it back over now with only 10 seconds left. Maybe in the next few seconds if a goal is scored, but I do not think so. I think this game is over. Red Mammoths picking up their first victory, going to be starting this series off right.
The ball barely touches the ground in front of Moji, and the Red Mammoths, as you mentioned, pick up that 2-0 win, but an incredibly close game between these two teams that have been starting to show improvement. And as we mentioned, the Red Mammoths kind of stuck in that top 4. The Yellow Mammoths finally broke through last week or 2 weeks ago with their first ever top 4. So I'm really excited to see how this game 2 goes. Now, I will say the Red Mammoths do have a pair of players who have been doing the grind internally. Cran and Switch are very close to their Division 1 promotion within Esports Tower, and the coaches have told us they are very, very close. So I'm sure a win here would at least prove like, hey, you know what, if we can maybe knock off the Yellow Mammoths, go into the next week's bracket as the top team, that's going to give Cran and Switch a lot of confidence. So if they're playing hot, the Yellow Mammoths got to be careful.
Well, if they're the signature players for the Red Mammoths, then on the side of the Yellow Mammoths, you're going to be watching out for Hoorah, who's really been working and being very smart about positioning on the field and getting the smart demos that they need. And we've seen demos multiple times be able to get the team's goal. The thing is that you have to coordinate with your team so that the demos just aren't flashing. And that's the one thing that the Yellow Mammoths, being with a bunch of new players, are going to have to improve on. So I like that he can get a lot of demos, but let's get some more teamwork so that we can get some mileage out of those.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that is kind of plagued the Yellow Mammoths is they're excellent defensively. They very rarely allow a scoreline like we saw in our first game of the night where it was 10-0. But the problem is they have struggled to turn defense into offense. We saw they're not able to score a goal, didn't quite catch the shot numbers, but if they're able to start to figure out offensively how to make plays or even how to turn great saves and clears into goals, I think they're going to figure things out, but that's what we got to watch out for. Is off the kickoff! Cran just blasted in. 3 seconds. Maybe our fastest goal in the Esports Tower. It bounces off Sir Wolf. Just an unfortunate play there, but what a start for the Red Mammoths.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a statement. Can I have my promotion now? Can I get it out? We're talking so much about it. Well, here we see Moji is going to be trying to corral that ball and get some sort of clear. In comes Sir Wolf. Now Yellow Mammoths are going to start their push up the field. It's going to be taken away from them, though, by the Red Mammoths and pushed back toward yellow goal.
Well, we got a great shot here for the Red Mammoths. One more attempt, turned away by Hurar. And now it looks like Moji's able to make a great play. Hurar, with some help from Sir Wolf, blasted all the way down. Siphon Clark can't quite make a play, but his teammate is there to be able to recover it and at least push it away from the goal. Hurar trying to set up, gets a great play in the corner. He's got a teammate near midfield, but he's going to get that ball stopped. As now Crayon's going to take a great clear there. Double commit comes out from Sir Wolf and a teammate, but it's going to be stopped all the same.
Siphon Clark is going to allow his teammates to rotate in there. Crayon now with possession is going to pop it off his roof. Off into the corner here where Switch rotates in, is going to be centering it up. Look for some sort of attempt here. No, it flies right over them, and they have rotated too far up, and that is going to be punished severely.
Fantastic play here by Hurar. As you mentioned, they all rotate too far up. Somebody's got to be back there defensively. But Hurar capitalizes for a fantastic play. And now we've got ourselves a tie game. So you have to kick off if Crane can make some more magic happen. Ooh, they went for the deke there to try and use the ball's momentum against them. But it was a great stop there by the Yellow Mammoths to see that one and prevent anything from happening. Ball takes a crazy launch across the blue side. And now Moji set up with a wide open net, but Switch comes roaring in to make a great save.
Hurar is going to push it right above the goal. And Switch is trying to look for a clear here, is going to get bumped out of the way. The ball is still in the Red Mammoths territory. Siphon Clark looking for that clear. One of the Yellow Mammoths is waiting right there. It's going to push it towards the goal, and a nice save there is going to stop it.
Ooh, Switch overdrives the ball, but his teammate's able to make a play on it. He'll push Hurar out of the way, but Moji gets a great center. And Moji gets one more touch on it, but Hurar's going to have to try and bail him out. Ball's still stuck in that blue corner. Siphon Clark runs right into Hurar. Now Moji comes in. Sir Wolf as well looking for a play, but not quite able to make one. There's Moji near midfield. Going to try and get a touch on it over into the corner. He doesn't have a teammate down there. Hurar's going to try one chance off the backboard. Sir Wolf just barely misses.
Now we have almost halftime here, 2 minutes, 30 seconds coming up on both of these teams here. The ball is still in midfield. Hurar waiting to try to contest here with one of the Red Mammoths. Just tries to jump over but doesn't get the angle that they want. Red Mammoths still have control of the ball. Switch now looking for the centering play right here, but it's going to be cleared by the Yellow Mammoths right over Siphon Clark. But they managed to find a clear to stop any sort of push.
Cran tries for the double tap, but it gets snuffed out there by Moji. Hurar is going to try and clear it back, but he can't get it away. As a member of the Red Mammoths there to make a great play. Cran takes his shot, turned away. Nobody there for the follow-up, so now Moji gets dribbled upfield. Cran gets a demo off screen. That could open things up. Great demo in rotation. Huge shot there, but an even better save. Cran trying for one last attempt, but the ball's too high and just kind of dies right in front of that orange goal.
1 minute, 30 seconds left, getting close to that. It's the Yellow Mammoths, both teams trying to find some sort of goal to put themselves into the lead. Hurar is going to get demoed by Crayon there as Siphon Clark tries to push it up the field. It's going to be contesting here. Both of them hit it at the same time, and the ball dies in midfield. Now in comes Crayon, steals the corner boost there, but he's not going to be able to use it for that much as the ball gets pushed way back toward the Red Mammoths goal.
Sir Wolf with a huge demo there, but they can't open things up for the Yellow Mammoths. Big shot there off the backboard. Double commit comes out from Hurar, and I believe that was Moji, and neither of them able to find Pater. 1 minute left. Red Mammoths get a great clear around Sir Wolf. Switch now going to try and get to the ball. Barely taps on it, looking for a rebound here on the net, but Hurar makes a great play to just barely get it over him.
Siphon Clark, was contesting with Hurar there and didn't get the better of that 50-50. It's going to go off to the corner here. Red Mammoths get the better of that one. Stopped by Hurar off toward their goal. It's going to be easily saved by Crayon there. 30 seconds left in this match. Oh, both might have been an error there right off the crossbar. Just a little bit of a defensive breakdown from the Yellow Mammoths. All almost cost them dearly.
They get one last chance here after that crossbar bails them out. Hurar can't quite get the ball centered up, but it's going to land right in front of the net. There's no one there. Red Mammoth just looking for a clear. Hurar stops it. One last chance here. I think it's Moji with the ball, and it is. Trying to set up a teammate. They run into each other, though, and that ball just gets cleared away, and we're going to go to overtime.
All right, here we go. The first golden goal of the night, almost off of the kickoff there for the Red Mammoths. Yellow Mammoths are just going to have to take a collective sigh of relief and now try to clear it out. But it's going to be centered up there. Look at that teamwork from Steifen to Crayon. That was a great play.
Yeah, just an excellent job here. Red Mammoths had the pressure the whole time in overtime. Centers it up for Crayon, who blasts it home top shelf. So hard to stop. And the Red Mammoths have put themselves on match point, trying to break through that top 4 stranglehold that they've had over the last few weeks, and they're looking pretty good right now. We'll see if the Yellow Mammoths can't correct it, but once again, an excellent defensive showing from the Yellow Mammoths. So unfortunately, they need to find more ways to get a goal, because even their one goal this game was more of a defensive breakdown by the Red Mammoths than really an offensive setup. So the Yellow Mammoths got to figure out a way in these 60 seconds. How can they score more than one goal?
Well, I got to say, for the Yellow Mammoths, for being a relatively new team going up against Red Mammoths, who have definitely tried to grind for experience and grinding to level up, I got to say they are doing a really good job. They matched the Red Mammoths just goal for goal throughout that entire match. It was just had to go to overtime when it lost it for them, but I'd say they're the team with the momentum right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get 1 or maybe 2 wins from them in this overall series.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, because I think you're right. The Yellow Mammoths definitely look like they're trending in the right direction. The defense is starting to shore things up. It's just they've got to find ways to see if they can get maybe even just 2 or 3 goals. I think 3 goals would guarantee them a win, because their defense is lights out. But it's game 3. Right now they got to worry about the fact that they are up against it. The Red Mammoths lead this best of 5, 2 games to nothing. But back-to-back 1-goal wins, including 1 in overtime, means this series is a lot closer than that scoreline indicates. And we'll see what Hurar and company can do for the Yellow Mammoths. Can they fight off a loss here, or will they take the first L of the Mammoth brothers here in our Rocket League Rumble Week 22? As we get ready for the kickoff here, Siphon Clark charging in. Him and Moji going to collide. Switch trying for another big goal off the kickoff, not able to find it. And looks like Crayon just going to take that one. Excellent play there. We talk about clearing it at angles. That was a great angle to get it around 1, get it around 2. Drops it in front of the net. But unfortunately, Siphon Clark was a bit late.
Hurar is going to come in and try to clear it up. Sir Wolf is coming up to the right side there. Crayon is going to get a save, a very nice save at that. A little bit of a bump into Sir Wolf there. As Moji is going to be the one to come in, try to clear it out. Now Hurar is going to be the one that he depends on to get that clear. Now Sir Wolf, just a little bit, I'm not seeing the rotations quite as clean as I would like to from the Yellow Mammoths.
Crayon looking for a clear here. Can't quite find it. Siphon Clark's able to help him out, though. But Moji with an excellent stop right in front of his own net, but Siphon Clark is there. You see 2 members of the Yellow Mammoths sitting in the net. They're very good defensively about not letting goals in. They just got to find a couple scores themselves as Crayon hits it over into the corner. Hurar is there, though. He's going to take it upfield.
Woo, 50-50 there is just going to stop right in midfield. Moji is going to be the one to push it up just a little bit. Now Hurar comes in, trying to keep the clear going. Great play around Crayon there. Could give an opening here, but Sir Wolf and Hurar unfortunately double commit at a crucial moment, and Switch is going to take advantage of that, clearing it back over across the field. Now, quick recovery from the Yellow Mammoths and a demo onto Siphon Clark. Can they capitalize on it right now? Is Switch being there as the crucial defense for the Red Mammoths?
Sir Wolf tries to set it up in the air for himself, but Crayon reads that one. Crayon's got the ball nearly in front of the Yellow Mammoths net. It will be cleared away. Now it's Switch's turn. He'll rattle it around the corner, spikes it down at a great angle, but Sir Wolf, fantastic save. Hurar and Sir Wolf going to combine to take a shot on the net. It misses, but it hits the crossbar. Hurar, one more chance. Crossbar again. Sir Wolf comes sweeping across, and 2 great chances there for the Yellow Mammoths.
Well, here comes another chance there, but it gets cleared back over to midfield. Sir Wolf is going to come in again. Just try again with some mid-air dribbling right now. Off into the corner where Crayon's waiting. Off over with an assist from Switch there. Here comes Hurar again. Now here comes the centering play. Is he going to find it? Crayon stops it before it can happen. No, here's another opportunity. Oh, Sir Wolf tried, but it just was off the left post, unfortunately. They're not going to find that goal.
They get a great clear from Hurar there. They got to make sure they don't let those frustrations get to them with all of those crossbar shots that are so close to goals. Moji now gets a great pass over to Sir Wolf, who takes a shot high out the backboard. Rebound chance. Moji can't quite find it. Sir Wolf hits it off Siphon Clark. Who cares how you score? You do it any way you can. Siphon Clark just in a bad spot, but a great read by Sir Wolf to just hit it. Siphon Clark can't stop in time. Scores on himself.
Wow, that was a bit of a pinball goal. There's plenty of people in play. Great job for the Yellow Mammoths, going to find themselves in the lead, and they have kept it to just basically a one-goal lead in that previous game. So we haven't seen too many runaway victories here. Right now in midfield, Moji's going to try, but he can't get up to the altitude that Crayon's at, who's able to try to center it up. Instead, Sir Wolf is going to get demoed. So a slight opportunity here for the Red Mammoths. The Sir Wolf respawns, is not able to get to that ball to clear it up, but Moji is there to pick up the slack and is able to clear it back toward Red Mammoth's goal.
Cran, gets bumped out of the way by Siphon Clark. Unfortunate play there for the Red Mammoths as time is starting to tick down. Switch looking for the clear, gets a great touch. Unfortunately, his car lost its momentum, so he wasn't able to get a follow-up dribble. Siphon Clark misses a Hurar in a one-on-one. Him versus Cran, but Cran's going to stop that one easily. Moji bails on it, but they deke him out. Hurar's got one more chance, but Switch makes a fantastic save. A pair of great solo saves for the Red Mammoths, but now they need offense as Cran just blasts to the orange corner.
Well, they might not get it as Hurar. Now Sir Wolf is going to be going into the corner, trying to find the clear there. The ball is just over in the corner, and there he goes. Nice shot there. He's going to be stopped in midfield as Crayon pushes it back to where Siphon Clark is waiting. Going to be centering up. What a great demo onto Moji, but just a little bit of inaccuracy off the crossbar. They aren't going to be able to capitalize on that one.
Fantastic chance for the Red Mammoth. Misses by an inch. As Moji's able to hit it into the corner, they need to probably make one more great stop. Cran trying to dribble it up. Hurar with an excellent challenge. But Siphon Clark still got possession. Will rattle the ball around the corner right in front of the net. Moji just pops it up in the air, but still a scary spot to be. Hurar with a clear switch. Gets stopped at the last minute. Siphon Clark has got to make a play. There's a wild mouse cursor in the field as well, but unfortunately it's not distracting the players. And the Yellow Mammoths come out on top. My goodness, what a show-stopping final 15 seconds, Jim.
I told you the Yellow Mammoths are just a team to watch out for. If the Red Mammoths, as if you set up at the beginning of this match here, is one of the up-and-coming teams to watch out for, look out for the Yellow Mammoths just as a completely new team, having not that as much synergy as the Red Mammoths and not as much experience as I have seen so much individual skill from the Yellow Mammoths here that once they can start to get rid of those double commits and they can rotate better as a team, we could be seeing the beginning of a new top-tier team here.
Yeah, I think both these squads are fantastically talented, and I think they're both right on that cusp, as you mentioned. I'd be very curious to see how the rest of the night plays out because they will get a chance to play the Blue Wolves and the Lynx both respectively. So I'm conflicted. I feel like the Red Mammoths, I think they have the better shot of winning this series because the Yellow Mammoths, they play fantastically. I'm just worried they're going to go 5 minutes without scoring a goal. They come so close, but their opportunities are few and far in between. They hit the crossbar quite a few times, and the Red Mammoths had a great chance to tie it in the final 30 seconds where all bedlam broke out. But I really like both these teams. I just think the Yellow Mammoths, they've got to find a more consistent score than just kind of yeeting shots to goal and hoping one goes in.
And that's just one of those things that comes with practice and being in that practice arena, making sure that you can get those goals one after the other, just getting the right angles. Just every time that you see the ball bounce off of that crossbar, that's just the angle, that's just those control sticks just not quite at the right setting, and it just takes a lot of practice to be able to dial it in.
Kickoff game 4. Red Mammoth still on match point, but the Yellow Mammoths maybe looking for a bit of a reverse sweep here as they won game 3 to take us this game for us. Hoorah now dribbles it upfield. He's got Moji with a great pass there on the give and go to Hoorah, but he can't get to the ball in time. And Siphon Clark's able to clear it away before Sir Wolf gives one more chance, and Crayons haven't none of that.
Now right in midfield, Switch is going to be the next one. You saw some interference there from Crayon trying to push one of the members of the Yellow Mammoths out of the way, but here comes Moji. It's going to be stolen away by Switch. What a great play. That corner boost is still open. Hoorah is going to be the one to claim it. And unfortunately for the Red Mammoths, that means they have nothing right now to use in terms of boost, so they're just going to have to rotate back, fuel back up, and now they're ready to try to find their first goal.
Great stop there by Sir Wolf on an aerial shot there. Ball in front of the net, but Moji's just going to blast it away. He'll follow it up himself down into the corner where Siphon Clark is waiting. But great rebound. Fortunately turned away. Great read there by Crayon. And now the Red Mammoths are in business before it gets just lobbed right back over to the blue side. And now with Crayon barely missing, Hoorah is going to keep it over to that blue side with an assist from Moji.
Siphon Clark, nice save there. Moji is trying to center it up for a follow-up, but is just not going to be able to get past that defense there. Now Hoorah comes in with Moji, and unfortunately that was a flashy demo there, but it was also a double commit at that, and that kind of stopped the Yellow Mammoths' opportunity to try to get a goal there. And Red Mammoths are going to capitalize on that. Sir Wolf gets demoed by Crayon, who manages to center it up. In comes Switch, but misses, and that's going to be no goal.
Excellent opportunity here for the Red Mammoths, and they're keeping the pressure on as well as Crayon going to beat two members of the Yellow Mammoths to the ball, center it back towards midfield where Switch will come blasting in. He'll hit it off the wall. Can't quite hit it to himself. Excellent setup there. Now great chance for Moji and company, but Siphon Clark makes a great play. Ball kind of gets away from him. That allows Hoorah to center it up, but Crayon is going to launch it back to that orange side. Sir Wolf with a stop. Here comes Switch. Sir Wolf with another great defensive challenge before Siphon Clark sets it in front of the net. Bounces off the crossbar, but nobody can finish it up.
Oh man, it has been a match of very few goals, but a lot of near misses. Hoorah is going to come in, trying to center it up, gets stopped right there by the Red Mammoths, and now Crayon is going to push it up the field with Switch ready to take the reins here. All the members of the Yellow Mammoths, unfortunately, are just kind of bunched up around the ball there. That is not what we want to see from them. They've just been the ones to double commit more often in this overall match. Sir Wolf gets demoed, opening for the Red Mammoths here in the next few seconds, but some great play there by Hoorah is going to be able to keep the ball away from their goal and allow Sir Wolf to respond, but maybe not before a shot on goal there. Oh, Sir Wolf respawns and gets the save for his team right when he needs it, but the follow-ups from the Red Mammoths are just unrelenting right now as they're trying to find their goal.
Sir Wolf finally gets it clear. He's got a 1-on-2. Dekes him out, sets it up in a perfect spot for Moji, but he can't get there in time. Now Switch, he's got a member in front of him. Siphon Clark tries for the disruption, but he's not able to find it. Huge explosion right in Switch's face as Sir Wolf takes out Siphon Clark. We're down to the final 70 seconds here. Nobody's giving an inch as Siphon Clark goes up in the air, going to dig it down right in front of that orange net. Off the rebound, Switch is there, hits the crossbar. Is anybody there? No, they're not, and Hoorah gets another great clear.
Back toward the Red Mammoths goal with only 1 minute remaining. Moji just not able, just flew past the ball there to the right. If it was just a little bit to the left, that would have been a great shot on goal there. Still is going to get credited with one, but only because he lightly brushed up against the soccer ball there. Look at that from Moji. As I'm there trashing him, he proves me wrong.
Fantastic effort here. Makes the great play off just a small mistake from Crayon, not able to clear that ball away or even just get a touch on it. With 42 seconds left in the way this series has been going, feels like Moji might have just scored the game winner, but we'll see if the Red Mammoths have anything left in the tank. They've had a lot of great attempts as Siphon Clark clears it all the way across in front of the net, switches there to recover it, steals it away from one. Hoorah and Moji wait in the net. Great shot from Crayon. Just like that, we've got ourselves a tie game.
I was watching out for Crayon. You can just see him hanging out in the backfield here with a full tank of boost, just waiting for the right moment, saw it in a split second, and equalized the game.
30 seconds left. This kickoff is vastly important unless we're going to overtime. Siphon Clark wins it He's going to race Hoorah down to the corner. It takes an awkward hop. They bump him out of the way, but a huge clear by Mochi's going to give the Yellow Mammoths a chance to win this.
Hoorah centering it up, but there isn't a Yellow Mammoth there to take advantage of it. We're about 10 seconds before overtime. If the last overtime was anything to judge, it didn't take the Red Mammoths any time at all to pull out a victory here. So the Yellow Mammoths have to take a deep breath and find it in themselves to be able to drive this to the final game. Golden goal again. Who's going to pull the win out?
Ooh, Switch with a great win off the kickoff. Sir Wolf, though, plays it around him. Here comes Cran. Oh, big collision there from Siphon Clark and Switch. That allows the ball to stay on the blue side. Moji can't quite find a shot. Now Switch is going to blast it. Starting to see maybe the nerves get to the Red Mammoths. That was a very maybe potential costly double commit. The ball's still on the blue side, but they demo Hoorah, and that's going to open things up.
Moji in midfield stops the clear, but some great play there. So it's able to outplay Siphon there. Has to pick up boost, though, so they in-rotate Hoorah there. Ooh, gets a shot on goal, but is saved by Siphon there. Moji just bumping right into Siphon to prevent him from even contesting right now. Here comes Switch. It's going to get played around by Sir Wolf, who's now going to be looking for the center. Stopped by Crayon there, and we are just a fierce fight in midfield to try to see who gets possession of this ball.
Well, they did look like they wanted to pass over to Siphon Clark. Moji's got a great chance, but Switch is there. Hoorah's going to miss on it. Sir Wolf all alone in the net. They get the huge disruption, but Cran's shot goes high. A great setup by the Red Mammoths, but they're not able to convert. Now Hoorah and Sir Wolf both going to miss on the ball. Siphon Clark challenges him. It's going to land right in Switch's lap, but it gets bumped out of the way. Siphon Clark and Cran going to be waiting for it. Sir Wolf clears it. There's Cran's shot. Hits off the crossbar. One more attempt from Siphon Clark. Huge stop by Moji, and we're going to keep playing.
Minute and a half into overtime. Can Switch stop the counterattack before it happens? I would say he can, but misses the ball there. That would have been a crucial centering shot there. So now Siphon has to play in midfield as the Yellow Mammoths push back here. Two of them are kind of in the same position there. They double commit, and that is a huge error right there. If one of them was maybe towards the left a little bit, they would have been able to follow up. But now that entire offensive push there is going to be stopped by the Red Mammoths, who are now going to be looking for their goal here. Isn't able to quite center it up, Switch, like he wanted to, though.
Cran can't stop Hoorah. Hoorah not able to sneak it around Siphon Clark. That was big because with Cran demoed, he was the last man on the defensive line. Can't quite get it around Sir Wolf either. Switch near midfield, jumps for the ball, ends up landing right on top of Moji. Sir Wolf takes his shot. Moji has one chance, but Siphon Clark racing in time, barely gets there. Hoorah and Moji looking for a play. Now it's up to Siphon Clark. He's got a 1-on-2, but Moji makes a great stop. Switch can't find it, and now we'll see what Hoorah can do with it.
Well, it is we are almost 3 minutes into this overtime. Quite a contrast from last game's overtime. As Crayon now is going to pop it off his roof with Switch redirecting it right towards the goal. And the follow-up from Crayon is going to get the victory and get Red Mammoths the victory in this match.
Fantastic play here. You see Siphon Clark had a follow-up. Cran was there as well. That's how you get it done. Multiple attempts at the ball. But if they had missed, Yellow Mammoths could have just blasted the length of the field, but that will be a big if because they did not. The Red Mammoths are your winners here, 3-1 in our first best of 5 of the night, and if that is any indication of how this night's going to be, it is going to be jam-packed with action because that was an absolutely insane game 4. Both teams had so many chances to win. Absolutely incredible, but we saw there in that final play, Jem, you can only get so far going at it alone. If you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We saw that with our game-winning goal. All 3 members of the Red Mammoths had a touch on the ball, and all 3 of them made a follow-up play on the ball. You could see how this team is getting better and better, and they look like they're ready to just break through that ceiling and maybe make an appearance in our grand finals. We will find out next week. Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I'd like to give a shout-out to Coach Jake, and if you're watching and haven't checked out Esports Tower yet, you should. It is the fast track to rank up. No bracket here tonight, just all 4 teams. They will all play each other once, but after those first series there, Jem, I think the Lynx and the Red Mammoths look like our candidates to maybe be 1-2 by the end of the night.
Yeah, I certainly want to see how this bracket shapes up. Yellow Mammoth would have definitely been an upset team, but we're just going to have to see how this night turns out. I'm really looking forward to it, but I think I need a little bit of a breather, don't you, Fish?
Yeah, I'll take a little bit of a break here. We'll have the Lynx and the Yellow Mammoths coming up in our next match. When we come back, we'll see if the Lynx can continue to put up goals in bunches. Don't go anywhere. It's week 22 of our Esports Tower Rocket League Rumble. Who's going to bet themselves in a chance to win a championship next week? Find out after this break.
BFC is launching the greatest events of the summer, so gamers know that they are never alone. Brought to you by Antares Gaming and Never Alone Gaming, gaming teams that build a better future for mental health. And Esports Tower, paving the way for education in esports for the youth. We want the community to know that we stand together and we are united in spreading mental health awareness. We are also proud to announce that we are expanded into new games. This summer, gaming events are back.
Oh, no, come on! That's insane!
Oh my goodness! No, no!
Oh my goodness!
Tried to keep it in play. Kyle! Kyle!
It's over! Yodi gets it! Chris is your winner! He goes down 1 HP! Oh no!
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble, broadcasting live from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Fish and Gem here, calling all of the action in this week's Rumble, trying to see who's going to set themselves up as that #1 seed going into next week's brackets and a chance at a championship. A little bit smaller of a roster this week for the teams, so we've gotten a chance to see some teams stand out that have been struggling to crack through. We've seen the Lynx absolutely dominate their first game, and the Red Mammoths and Yellow Mammoths in a back-and-forth affair. Finally, the Red Mammoths came out on top, but we'll start off with the Lynx and Yellow Mammoths here in our first match of the night. We'll take a look at one of the games from that series. So far, Jim, it's been a crazy night here, and we've seen a lot of players show up that usually kind of get lost in the woodwork when we have everybody around.
Yeah, it's nice. It's kind of like a vacation instance, and I'm fully in that mood. I'm in a full summer getup right now, just lounging back, enjoying the nice sun rays, and, of course, all of these players that are shining through, like you said, we don't normally see. But right now, we have seen some great play. We're coming off of that match that we saw from the Red Mammoths and Yellow Mammoths, a 3-1 overall series that could have definitely gone in the Yellow Mammoths' favor. So if these upcoming matches are as competitive as we've seen, then I'm really going to be excited for this.
Yeah, it looks like we will have the Lynx and the Yellow Mammoths in our first match, and then we will have the Red Mammoths and the Blue Wolves in our full-on best-of-5 series. So should be a ton of great games. See if the Lynx and Red Mammoths can kind of set up that head-to-head showdown at the end of the night, or maybe the Yellow Mammoths or Blue Wolves could come off with an insane upset. We will all find out here in just a few moments. But right now, the Lynx and Red Mammoths look absolutely primed to maybe have that Goliath showdown to set up maybe who's going to be that 1 seed and who's going to be that 2 seed for next week. But it doesn't matter how the teams have been playing so far. They can always use a little bit of advice going into their next games, and that comes in the form of Doc's Keys to the Game. That's presented by the Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. We talked about it quite a lot, and I know that first key is going to be don't let them have multiple attempts, because we saw it time and time again, especially in that second series. If you let the team have one shot, then that turns into 2 or 3. We even saw that in our very final goal. You let a team get 3 shots, eventually one of them is going to go in. So you cannot let that happen. Of course, we always have cleared the ball at angles, get those demos to disrupt as well as bump and steal that boost. It's all brought to you, as I said, by Esports Tower. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And some of these teams have come a long way since we first seen them. That is something the Esports Tower does incredibly well. But now we're jumping into our first highlight match of round 2. The Lynx and the Yellow Mammoths. Lynx in orange, Yellow Mammoths in blue. Lynx dominated their first series while the Yellow Mammoths lost a close one. Who will continue their run, or can the Yellow Mammoths maybe bounce back here? We're about to find out as we take a look at this game. Flux and Jockstrap combining for an early start here. Racer's going to center it up right in front of the net. Flux pops it right up in the air, just barely missing. He's looking to get on the board. It was all Jockstrap and Racer in the last game.
Well, the Lynx have looked dominant in their first series of the night, and it looks like they're going to be improving a lot since their semifinal elimination in the last Rumble. Of course, shooting to get to the final would be a great improvement here for this week. And right now, we see Flux is going to be pushing the ball just towards the blue goal, but it's going to get cleared way above the Lynx's head. Now it's the Yellow Mammoth's turn to try to find some sort of goal.
Ooh, looks like we do have a sub in here for the Yellow Mammoths. Major Mayhem in here. Looks like we also have Mochi and Hoorah, but it's not going to matter as we get a fantastic aerial goal there from Flux. Finally getting on the board. He did not score in the last match we saw. It was all Racer and Jockstrap, but Flux gets on the board, and when this team's clicking for the Lynx, they are a dangerous force as Jockstrap stops that clear. Flux right there, gonna get it bounced off the wall. Jockstrap takes the shot, and my goodness, the Lynx are ready to go, and they are dominating.
Now 3 minutes, 54 seconds left in this match. Jockstrap is gonna be able to cheat that goal, and right off the kickoff. What a play.
The Lynx are not letting up. Coaching staffs have told us what makes them so good is Jockstrap's ability to communicate plays in-game and help teach his teammates. And right now, his teammates are making him proud. As we mentioned, this is his last Rumble before he will retire and become a coach in the Esports Tower. And right now, him and Flux both have a pair of goals and a 4-0 lead.
Well, here comes Moji, is going to be pushing it up the field. Now, Moji from the Yellow Mammoths wants to have a career in esports and believes that joining Esports Tower will help him pursue that goal. He's not just a member of the Rocket League, but also the Valorant Club the Valorant Club in Esports Tower. I also have to wonder if he plays Paladins in his spare time, because Moji is the name of a character from Paladins. But right now, all they care about is the first goal that they've gotten is going to be putting them back into the match.
It's Major Mayhem, the new sub. He hasn't been able to practice a lot with this roster, but coaches believe he fits well with Hoorah and Moji. We'll see if maybe they can make something happen here in the final 3 minutes. As Flux driving backwards, not able to get a touch on it. Hoorah barely misses out on a great attempt as Jockstrap going to clear that one right in front of the net. Moji takes a shot, but that's turned away by Flux. Jockstrap on the give and go, barely misses the hood of Flux, and they're going to have to retreat.
Now we're almost halfway through this match. We see Yellow Mammoth struggling just a little bit to clear the ball up, but here we go. Shot on goal is going to be saved right there by Flux. That's a great save, turning it into a clear. It's going to be pushed just off to the side there, forcing the Lynx to try to center it up.
see Major Mayhem going to get a great clear down. Flux above the net, going to have to play it as the ball ended up squirting away from that wall. And Racer gets a great shot. Nobody home. And the Lynx build that lead back up to 5-1.
And we're only just about halfway through this match here. Lynx definitely looking like, I don't know, we could be seeing a double-digit game. I don't want to make a prediction too early here, but if the momentum overall is kept up by the Lynx, that's what we could be looking at here. Jockstrot there is going to be, Jockstrot and Flux, they're both kind of just hopping around. We need to see a little bit of better rotation. Here we go, Jockstrot trying to pass it off to Flux, but it is still in the, this is an opening here for the Yellow Mammoths, but are just going to be a little bit too high in that shot and unable to score their second goal.
Hurar now looking to get something going for the Yellow Mammoths right in front of the net. Gets just demoed for his trouble. Moji, though, going to try and keep the play alive. Major Mayhem just out there stalking near midfield. Doesn't want to get scored on. Hurar overdrives the ball. Racer chasing it down into the corner. Major Mayhem with a fantastic clear. The Yellow Mammoths doing everything right. They're just unfortunately still not able to find enough goals. And they're going to need to start scoring in bunches as Major Mayhem sets up a teammate. Moji just barely misses. Major Mayhem stops any potential danger, clearing it out of the way.
1 minute left in this match. Yellow Mammoths have to score a goal now or else it is going to be out of reach for them. Here comes Hurar up the field, but it's back towards their own goal. Unfortunately, I think Hurar inadvertently let the Lynx get their sixth goal.
Well, despite Hurar's efforts, the goal still credited to the Lynx means everybody has 2 goals now, sharing the love for this Lynx squad that is looking absolutely dominant. Cannot wait to see their game against the Red Mammoths whenever that will come up, as we see Moji now try and take a shot, gets cleared away by Jockstrot. Flux now going to hit it all the way down to the corner. Final 30 seconds. Score's pretty much already decided, but the Lynx are trying to add one more, as I don't think we'll see 5 goals in 20 seconds come out from the Yellow Mammoths. That is a tall feat for anybody. As Jockstrot trying to clear it down, the scoreboard lets us know, much like our first highlight match of the night, the Lynx have a 3-0 win, and they're looking insanely dominant as Jockstrot makes a save at the very end. Nice 360 there for Major Mayhem for some 6 style points, though.
Well, like you said, Fish, it probably looks like it is going to be Lynx versus the Red Mammoths. That's what we're going to be looking forward to, but you know, it's always good to kind of remember some key points to the game, kind of get your mind in the right place before the next premier match that we're going to see for this night.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it is going to be the Lynx in their final game of the night. They'll be facing off against the Red Mammoths. Both these teams probably considered the favorites coming into this week's Rumble after their previous performances. The Lynx would have a perfect 3-0 record if they were able to get the job done here in this series. The Red Mammoths could move to 2-0 and then would have one more match coming up against the Blue Wolves in our next round. And I think these teams are probably going to be the teams we might see in the grand finals, but the Yellow Mammoths, they're going to work some things out. I don't know how close those other 3 games or the other 2 games were that we didn't see in that highlight series, but I think that the Yellow Mammoths are right there. Do not discount them. But the Lynx and the Red Mammoths, the winner of this is probably a lock to be the first seed. Well, they will be a lock for the first seed, and they're probably a lock to be in the grand finals, and I'd have to say the favorite going into next week's Rumble. And, I mean, the Lynx, we've only seen them in small doses, Jem, but they look absolutely insane. Do you think the Red Mammoths have what it takes?
Ooh, that's a tough call to make because the Red Mammoths definitely, I haven't seen that too many. The only error I've seen from the Red Mammoths, it has been that they sometimes have rotated too far up the field. But overall, from the last premier match, the Red Mammoths certainly look like a formidable team, so I can't call it either way here. But one thing that we want to be knowing here as we load into this game is that if you look at Switch here for the Red Mammoths, I've been told that he is a free play wizard according to the coaching staff. He's putting a lot of time in free play to work on his car control in the air and his overall mechanics.
He's going to need to have a lot of that as we see Flux set up a great shot. Barely hits off the crossbar. Cran looking for a clear in this best of 5. It's game number 1. Flux again. This man can hit anything but the back of the net, but Jockstrot's going to hit the crossbar as well. Flux, oh my goodness, 3 shots, 3 crossbar hits. We're barely 30 seconds into the game. The Lynx should have a goal, but they could not get any closer.
Well, this is the time for the Red Mammoths to just kind of dust themselves off, remind themselves that it's still 0-0 and not let that kind of opening shake them. Now Siphon Clark is going to try to get the goal here, but Jockstrot is able to clear it way back and gets the goal. I wasn't expecting that.
That's something that I've noticed that the Lynx do so well is these passing plays. Jockstrot from his own goal to Flux, who's waiting for the cherry pick. He finally gets one, which always feels good after you hit the crossbar. 3 of your first 4 shots. And that's got to be the challenge for the Red Mammoths. They have got to get in those passing lanes as they get a demolition onto Cran. Switch has to retreat, and Cran will respawn, stopping Flux from another attempt at hitting the crossbar. Now he's in possession of the ball. He's got Jockstrot near midfield. The pass turned away. They got to be careful. It's right in front of the net off the crossbar. Follow-up shot, just barely wide.
Ooh, and a double elimination coming onto the Red Mammoths here. They are just going to respawn here. Another one onto Crayon. The Lynx are just out as pack animals, ready to devour their prey right now, and they are going to continue to try to get the clear here. Jockstrot with some great mid-air control there, pushing it towards the goal, just off to the left. Follow-up is not going to come through there, but what a great play there from the Lynx.
Great play by Cran, racing in, barely beating Flux to that ball. Otherwise, that was a wide open net, as you mentioned. Switch gets a great little starter play there, but Racer's going to stop that ball in its tracks. Flux jumps over Cran. Switch now in the corner. He'll just lob it back towards midfield, where Jockstrot's waiting on the ceiling, because why not? He has been everywhere. And Racer will turn away a shot from Cran and give the Lynx a setup here, but the ball's still in front of the net. Flux can't quite get it away, but it hits off the crossbar. Cran goes just under it, and these players just love this crossbar right now, or hate it. I can't tell which.
Well, it really depends on what side. Is it playing for your team or is it playing for the opposing team? And I think it pretty much seesaws back and forth throughout the game here. But right now, in front of the Red Mammoths goal, Flux is going to find his second goal of the game. That's just straight out of nowhere. Flux definitely becoming the MVP for this game so far.
Glad to see Flux join the scoring. As we mentioned, it was all Jockstrot and Racer in our first matches, and Flux has incredible game mechanics, but has to put in a lot of work for his game sense, which the coach say he has improved tremendously. Once his game sense matches his game mechanics, he could be unstoppable, and this Lynx team might join the Barracudas in our upper ranks. So cannot wait to see if Flux can maybe reach that next level as he gets a great play on a give and go to Jockstrot. Jockstrot going to take it himself. Cran, though, with an excellent one-on-one save, did not back down, and the Lynx's lead remains at 2.
Ooh, and a demo right there onto Flux. They probably see what a force that he's been in this game so far and just kind of wants to take him out right now. But he is respawned back onto the field. Jockstrot trying to center it, but it goes just a little bit too high. Flux again is coming back with a vengeance. Crayon just flying, Racer flying past that ball, but isn't going to get the shot on goal there. But again, so many great opportunities for the Lynx to try to get their 3rd goal.
Racer circling around, gets a great touch. Here's Flux for the hat trick, and he blasts it home, and maybe Flux has figured things out. 6 shots, 3 goals, single-handedly has the Lynx in front here in game number 1.
Woo! Well, 3 goals, all one player. Flux, even if they demo him, he just comes right back and is really performing for the Lynx right now. Here, look, Switch trying to get this goal, this clear here, but doesn't quite have the momentum now. Siphon Clark does get a demo there onto Flux. Now, Siphon Clark, he's been working hard on his shots and controlling his car to try to make more accurate shots, but right now, when Flux is the one making all the shots on goal, how can you even try to get the opportunity to improve? Flux, once again, the only player to score any goals for this game.
Just a fantastic lob shot from midfield off the pass from Flux. And that's the one thing I've seen time and time again from this Lynx team is they feel like a team that has put a lot of hours in practice because their passes are so crisp. As Jockstrot trying to set something up for a teammate, actually does overdrive that one and just misses it. But all 3 members of the Red Mammoths are in the corner trying to slow things down. 1 minute left. Switch gets a clear. Siphon Clark can't connect on the pass, though. And the Red Mammoths can't get in these passing lanes, this could be a quick series.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like you said, Fish, they were all bunched up in the corner, and then when they were trying to clear, there was a double commit in mid-air. The Red Mammoths, I think their communication is just starting to break down as this game gets away from them, and you don't want to necessarily have your mentality take us downward. Just let them take a breather, okay, Lynx?
I think that's an own goal, unfortunately. Yeah, that is just an unfortunate error for Switch.
Oh no.
Yeah, he hit it right back on himself. Racer gets credit as the last member of the Lynx to touch it, but
well, okay. It just proves my point. You need to take a breather and not let the tilt get to you.
yes, which they'll get one in 30 seconds here. And that 30 seconds can't come soon enough for the Red Mammoths, a talented team who, unfortunately, the Lynx have just handled here in Game 1, but I would expect Game 2 and 3 to maybe be a lot closer, and potentially Game 4 and 5 if we get there, as Jockstrap barely misses what would have been perhaps the most insane goal we've seen tonight. And in the final 10 seconds, Switch and company trying to make a play. Jockstrap's having none of it. One last chance here to get on the board and steal some of the fun away from Flux, but Crown will deny that.
Now the ball just needs to hit the ground, and that'll be it for the first game. Lynx definitely the favorites looking forward here. Little bit of some victory flips there. And Fish, I just got to say my main takeaway for the Red Mammoths there was just, we just saw kind of a complete breakdown of communication there. They weren't playing well with each other. They were all starting to bunch up around the ball, some double commits coming through there in the last minute, and they just got to work on trying to avoid that kind of mentality when you're behind in the game.
100% agree with you, Jim, and I think the other thing that they've got to work on is they've got to start to get in those passing lanes, because that's something that the Lynx feels like maybe gives them that small edge over the Red Mammoths, the Yellow Mammoths, and the Blue Wolves in tonight's field. Is they seem like the team that is most competent in passing the ball, and if a team can pass and the other team that they're playing against can kind of struggle with it and also struggle to read those passing lanes, you can get scores like we've seen tonight from the Lynx, which is 10 goals, 5 goals, and now 5 goals once again. Yellow Mammoths have got to really say, okay, where the pass is going, because it's not always the guy with the ball who's going to shoot. He's usually just going to dump it off for a teammate. I think that's what makes the Lynx so deadly and why they put up so many goals tonight. Really more than any other team has come close to scoring.
Well, it's going to be great for them if they can get the first seed. Like you said, Fish, going into this is just the first kind of week, and the first week is always the first part before we get into the brackets. And overall, it's just kind of, you want to be able to get in that first seed. It's kind of just your ticket to the finals, being able to go up against the quote-unquote weakest team. And so, Lynx, they are just, Red Mammoths, you got to pull together here and stop them, because Lynx just so much momentum, ready to just punch their ticket to the first seed for the next week.
Well, Game 2 kicks off. It's more of the same. An excellent kickoff win from Jockstrap. Flux tries to chip it in, but he can't quite get it on net. Jockstrap going to stop that clear. Back pass over to Racer, who takes a shot, but a great challenge by Siphon Clark, reading that one. Now it's Flux's turn. He was the hero of Game 1 with a great pass to Jockstrap. Off the backboard, Jockstrap just muscles that ball in. I don't even think Flux was ready for that one, as we got a great point of view on that goal.
Well, now we have one goal for each of these players scored in this match thus far, so great spreading it around the team.
Excellent play by Jockstrap. I think he was going for maybe the bounce off the wall to Flux, but he said, you know what, I'll do it myself, and he's going to do it himself again. Off the kickoff, he cheats up, and just like that, Jockstrap has 2, and the Lynx already out in front.
Both of the other players had already committed to getting boost there. Just a little bit too late, too little, too late.
Fantastic job here by Jockstrap. We saw Flux in Game 1. Maybe it's Jockstrap's turn for the hat trick, as Flux going to be able to tie that kickoff up and put it over to the orange side just barely. Plays it around Siphon Clark. Jockstrap elevates for it, but unfortunately, I think that might have been ran into Flux and makes a save on what would have been a great shot.
Well, speaking of Flux, he just got demoed by Siphon there, so Jockstrap and Racer are going to be the ones to keep the side control going. Now they're just looking to try to center it up. Flux is going to miss just to the right there, but Switch is unable to capitalize on that by getting the clear. Lynx are just not allowing any sort of clear to come through for Red Mammoths. The side control has just been insane, like that angle.
He talked about it. Flux has incredible game mechanics, and we see this right here with an absolutely insane sort of double tap there off his own rebound. And the Lynx just look like a different team. This team has clearly come alive after a couple of heartbreaking semifinals defeats, and they want that championship, and they don't care who's in their way, and we'll see if Racer can maybe get on the board. He puts that ball right in front of the net as Flux nearly had another goal.
That was just a pure timing issue, because that was definitely going to be another goal if Flux had just been just a second earlier, but isn't going to be able to find it. And look at this, you know, we're seeing the Red Mammoths again. I'm just seeing too much bunching up from them there as both members kind of went chasing after the soccer ball there. And Flux is once again going to get demoed, and I just have to say to the Red Mammoths, look, I get that Flux is the star player and you want to take him out of the equation, but that demo only lasts for a few seconds, so you need to work as a team to demo at the right time to be able to turn those into goals. But they're just going to keep demoing Flux.
Flux just, when he's able to play the game, he's absolutely insane. The fact he scores as much as he does when he gets demoed is just testament to his skills. Jocktrot wants that pass to Flux, fakes it out, but Cran reads that one perfectly. Nearly a great play from Jocktrot and Flux. Now Racer's got to retreat. Cran elevating, stopped right away, follow up, and switch goes wide. And an opportunity wasted here for the Red Mammoths as Jocktrot immediately has that ball almost to the back of the net. That was a great save by Cran. I didn't think anyone was getting there.
But oh, there's the hat trick for Jockstrot. Wait, I got to take another look at that one, because that demo just filled up the screen there. And Flux, oh man, what a great shot.
Fantastic job by Jockstrot. Great setup there by Flux as well. And the Lynx have built a 4-0 lead, and Racer's just been hanging back. Oh, mistake off the kickoff. Nobody for the Red Mammoths went for it. That's the last thing you want. Racer with an opportunity, spikes it down under 2. Jockstrot coming in, but Switch makes a save. We'll see if anybody can find it clear for the Red Mammoths. The answer is no, because Flux has his second.
Well, we might see 2 hat tricks for 2 players thus far. And it really hasn't been more than 10 seconds that the Lynx have lost side control. They have been controlling it throughout the entire game.
Sorry for that kickoff. Nobody there for the Red Mammoths. This time, though, Cran able to challenge. Ball just barely goes to the orange side. Racer and Switch going to get tied up. Cran now, can't quite elevate over Flux. Jockstrot racing in to take that ball away from him. Flux with a great pass over to Jockstrot. And there's just no stopping them at this point. That is an insanely high-level play from Flux and Jockstrot.
Well, I'm just needing to catch my breath myself. It's just unrelenting here. Jockstrot still has the majority of those goals. I'm just look at the Red Mammoths. They don't even have a shot on goal, just 3 saves. And if you compare that with Flux and Racer, I'm counting up probably 10 or 11 shots on goal thus far. Make it 12 and another goal from Racer, of course. He needs a goal of his own.
Racer joins in on the scoring with it. Really an excellent solo play this time. Just takes it from midfield. Switch barely misses. I don't know if Flux was in hot pursuit of Switch or just trying to go for the ball. Everybody on board now for the Lynx. And this team looks scary good, and they look basically like a lock. We'll see how game 3 goes. As that ball almost bounces in, Flux just gets knocked out of the way, but Switch, unfortunately, going to give him the hat trick.
I think that they've kind of resigned themselves to this now, and you really, I just worry for the Red Mammoth's mental state at this point, because it almost just looks like the tilt is getting to them.
You know, I believe that the Esports Tower does a good job of coaching about tilt, so I wouldn't quite say that the Red Mammoths have given up. I think it's just unfortunately they've run into a very tough team, and that's a great attempt there from Switch to make the save. Just couldn't quite get there, and it does seem like they're a bit rattled, but I would be shocked if they've given up. They just unfortunately, Switch and Cran actually ran into each other, and that will stop any sort of defensive effort you have.
Well, even if you're not outwardly tilted in a game of split-second decisions like this, it's just, you got to be at full mental capacity here, and the Red Mammoths just might need to reset their minds on just trying to play as well as they can for this game and then resetting for game 3. Right now, Siphon is actually going to be able to find that, going to pass it over to Switch, another follow-up, and that's what you need to do right there. Siphon getting the first goal for the Red Mammoths.
Now that's huge. I mean, it's not going to matter in this game by a long shot, but getting that first goal after being shut out in game 1, you start to get some of that confidence back, and Hey, maybe the Red Mammoths get another one here, and maybe this kind of all leads to a great game. 3 is Crayon off the kickoff, but Racer recovers in time. Siphon Clark with a demo onto Jockstrap. That is something the Red Mammoths have done well. They just need to time it a little bit better, and those demos could come up huge. As Racer and company looking for double digits, with Siphon Clark's having none of that, he'll clear it back to the blue side.
Well, in the first game, I was wondering if they were going to get to double digits, but they might be able to do it in the second here. Now, we actually see 2 hat tricks for Flux and Jockstrap. Can they get the trifecta with Racer scoring a goal? They're going to have 1 minute left to try to do it, and Racer is looking for the follow-up. Hat trick for every one of them. Triple hat trick. What a great performance for the Lynx.
Just a great setup there from Flux. He was just waiting for that one. You have to believe they wanted Racer to get that hat trick so they could all have it together. Fantastic team play here, and the Lynx look well on their way to punching the first seed, looking well on their way to finishing this night with a perfect 3-0 record. They'll have to take care of business in one more game, but if this game is any indication, they have more than enough goals in their back pocket to be able to take down the Red Mammoths in a quick 3-0 series. But we'll see what the Red Mammoths have in store. Final 30 seconds, maybe they can get something going with Flux. Sets it up right in front of the net. Can't quite get the pass back to Racer, though, so they'll have to reset.
Now the ball's going to head way back toward the Lynx territory. Flux is going to be looking for the clear. Might pass it over to Jockstrap. Jockstrap gets a little bit of a tap on that. Back toward the midfield. Flux picks up the boost. And ooh, Siphon Clark, very dangerous situation there. He was able to deflect it, but it might not matter because the Lynx, they are just unrelenting in their shots on goal here. Look out for Racer with another shot off the crossbar. Not going to be able to get their 11th, but when you lead 10-1, you can't really complain at this point.
No, not at all. The Lynx absolutely popping off. By the way, Flux, not only with the number of goals he had, also had 6 assists, which is absolutely insane and speaks to how much passing this team does, how well they do setting each other up. And as we get ready for game 3, the Red Mammoths, they're going to need to take all 60 of these seconds to really just reset mentally. Had a couple of just major errors that is not, we're not accustomed to seeing from this team. And I think the Red Mammoths, I think they can keep it respectable, maybe 3-1, 3-2, 4-2. I don't know if they have the firepower to stop the Lynx, but I think they can definitely keep the game a lot closer than we've seen in Game 1 and Game 2.
One thing that our own Doc Haskell says a lot in Rocket League when coaching the Boise State team is that he puts it in their mind that all it takes is one good clear. One big clear can turn it into a goal for you. And really at this point, when you saw how dominant the side control was from the Lynx, at this point, that's what the Red Mammoths have to focus on, one step at a time. Just be able to find those clears so that the ball is not in your side of the field for 4 minutes, 30 seconds of the match.
Well, it's starting off on the orange side here in Game 3, a familiar spot for the ball. As we get a great stop there, Demolition on to switch. Cran at least gets it on the blue side for a brief moment before Racer sets up Jockstrap. He just barely misses Flux. One more attempt. Ball's going to go wide of the net. Flux can't quite get the recenter, and now Jockstrap stops the clear right at that midfield stripe. This side control for the Lynx is absolutely insane.
And this is what the Red Mammoths have to put a stop to if they want to try to stage some sort of comeback here, but right now Crayon is trying to fight in midfield, isn't going to be able to get their clear. Actually in fact does though. It is cleared over, but oh, a miss there. Unfortunately for the Red Mammoths, they aren't able to capitalize on it.
Ooh, Flux I think went for the fake out, but Racer thought he was going to take it himself, so they ended up whiffing on what could have been a great start. As long as we've seen the Lynx held scoreless in this series, as Jockstrap puts it right above the net, but nobody can get to it in time. Switch gets it around Flux, who's now going to recenter it, but Cran popping it up in the air. Jockstrap elevates, we get a demo off screen. And a great chance here for the Red Mammoths.
That was some great play there by Crayon in mid-air. And we're actually going to bump into each other right now, so might want to work on the ground there after that great performance in the air. But here we go. They're going to be looking for their clear. Crayon, again, is going to be the one tasked with it. They are able to find it, and it does look like they are back up to their full potential here. The side control has definitely been a lot more balanced. They do have their clear. Now Siphon Clark is going to try to, he tries to center it up, but unfortunately isn't able to. But are they going to be able to stop this clear from the Lynx? Crayon just is passing it off to the side and comes back up to the wall with the pass over. and that is going to be another clear for them.
Ooh, Jockstrap racing in, great shot. Crane's able to make the save. Flux elevates, whiffs on it. Racer's got a wide open shot with a great demo there, but Siphon Clark able to sneak back in. Flux barely missing on it. Racer with a nice bicycle to keep it away from Cran. He'll pop it up in the air. Racer and Cran actually getting knocked out of the way by his teammate. Now Jockstrap looking to dribble it upfield. We've got half this game by and nobody scored yet.
Yeah, it's quite the different story from what we saw last time. And look at the Red Mammoths also. They have plenty of resources and boosts to be able to do it, but it looked like Siphon Clark was positioning himself to try to get that clear, but Crayon was the one who actually did it instead. So I don't know how their communication is going, but at least they're performing a lot better. An opportunity here is going to be missed there. Now can Flux capitalize on that? Jockstrap missed it in midair, unfortunately for the Lynx. But Racer, here comes the other follow-up, and a great save there from Switch.
Jockstrap going to keep it alive. He'll go with a back pass over to Flux, who kind of gets stopped there by Siphon Clark, and then eventually stopped by Cran before demoing him. But Racer just reset the ball to that orange side. Jockstrap with a great setup there. Cran barely gets a nose on it, plays it off his own crossbar. A very risky play. And now with Racer coming in here, just a perfect shot. And that's the first goal for the Lynx. Now they have the lead.
Flux is going to be the one credited with the assist there, just leaves it there for Racer. The only one there was Switch tried to defend, and once it went past him, there was nothing else.
Great shot placement there from Racer, upper right corner, just so hard to defend. Jockstrap, though, with a rare miss on the kickoff. Did allow Clarion to clear it all the way into that blue corner, but now Flux is there with a great combo hit from Jockstrap, spearing it off his hood, but that shot went wide. Racer gets the setup, that's turned away by Siphon Clark.
Siphon Clark is going to be driving it up the field. It is stolen away by Flux, and a great play there, and is there to center it as well. He is insane with how fast he can be. Jockstrap is going to demo Switch, giving them an opportunity. No, they're not going to score a goal quite yet, but they are still finding themselves in a small lead with 1 minute remaining.
Cran gonna try and pop it up in the air. Jockstrap takes it, barely dodges the demo, fakes one of them out, but Cran's not gonna fall for it. He'll clear it down to that blue side. He's got two teammates behind him. Sets it up perfectly for Siphon Clark, but it's stopped there. Now they've got to reset. Switch hits it into the corner. Racer's gonna retreat back towards his goal. Jockstrap trying to dribble it around one. Gets it around one. One more man to beat. Pops it up in the air for Flux. The ball's too fast and Flux can't get there in time.
Flux is going to get demoed, so of course he can't get there in time. But if we look at the overall stats and just review of this game, you see 5 shots on goal there from the Lynx, which kudos to the Mammoths. And, well, that's another shot on goal that's going to turn into another goal there. But as my original thought, Fish, you know, the Mammoths, they did a great job of having better defense and getting some clears, but they weren't able to get the other side of the equation. They have really no shots on goal except one to their credit, and they needed to be able to turn those clears around into some offense if they were going to have any shot of winning this game.
Well, they have one last chance here to maybe force overtime. Ball right in front of that blue net. Siphon Clark tries to center it. Racer will clear it away. He'll pop it up in the air. Fortunately, Cran keeping it alive, but going the wrong direction. That ball will touch down right in front of the orange net. And in a closer game, which might mean the Red Mammoths have figured things out, and maybe they'll be a challenger for the Lynx next week. But for now, the Lynx, they'll win this series 3-0, and that'll be their record on the night as well. They will move to 3-0 and lock in the #1 seed for next week's bracket, which should, as you mentioned, give them a nice path to the grand finals, taking on the weakest team in the 4 seed. Well, you know, Jem, going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills, and we see that so much from the Lynx. They are absolutely insane with the passes they create for each other. Everybody getting in on the scoring and the assisting. They have come so far since the first time we saw them in a Rumble. The Esports Tower really does take the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I want to give a shout out to Coach Jake and all the coaches as well. And if you're watching and you haven't checked out Esports Tower Clubs, you should. It is the fast track to rank up. But we know the Lynx are 3-0 on the night. Who will be the 2nd seed? Who will have the unfortunate task of facing the Lynx in the first round of next week's bracket. That is all to be determined. The Yellow Mammoths currently sitting at 0-2, but they could turn that thing around in a hurry. The Red Mammoths at 1-1, and the Blue Wolves only at 0-1. So we will see a lot of Blue Wolves coming up for our third round. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with our final round of the night, seeing how the rest of the teams will settle in for next week's bracket stage and a shot at BFC to play with pros and content creators. It's all coming up right after this break.
BFC is launching the greatest events of the summer, so gamers know that they are never alone. Brought to you by Antares Gaming and Never Alone Gaming, gaming teams that build a better future for mental health. And Esports Tower, paving the way for education in esports for the youth. We want the community to know that we stand together and we are united in spreading mental health awareness. We are also proud to announce that we are expanded into new games. This summer, gaming events are back.
Oh, no, come on! That's insane!
Oh my God!
No! Oh my goodness!
Tried to keep it in play. Kyle! It's over! Yodi gets it! Trick is your winner! He goes down 1 HP! Oh no!
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble, broadcasting it live from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Fish and Gem here calling all of the action, and we are on to our third round of the night. We know the Lynx are going to be the #1 seed next week with a perfect 3-0 record. How will the rest of the team stack themselves out? Yellow Mammoths, Red Mammoths, Blue Wolves, all fighting to avoid that 4 spot and a date with the Lynx in the first round of next week's bracket, because that's never, ever what you want to have happen. But before we get into our events tonight, we do want to take a moment to congratulate all of the Esports Tower Club members for the fact that they have earned $322,000 in scholarship awards in the past few weeks. Not only working hard on their in-game play, but working hard academically. We're so excited to see all these opportunities that all of these players are getting. And hey, who knows, that money might just go up after what we've seen from some of our players tonight, because these guys are absolutely insane. So big congratulations to all of the Esports Tower Club players. And hey, if that sounds like a number you want to be a part of, go check them out, esportstower.com. They do a great job putting people in front of the right eyes. Here are the teams this week. A little bit of a smaller roster. Just the Lynx, Red Mammoths, Yellow Mammoths, and Blue Wolves participating. As we said, the Lynx will be the 1 seed. They are already 3-0. They have taken down everybody in short order, not losing a single game. Who's going to be the second seed, have probably the best chance of challenging them? That is what we're going to find out here in round 3, Gem. And right now, I think the Red Mammoths probably the leader in the clubhouse. We haven't seen too much of the Blue Wolves, so maybe they have an upset or two in their sleeves.
I think you said it all, Fish, in your intro there. This is really just a competition to see who can stay out of 4th seed and not go up against the Lynx. Because if you can just get yourself to the thing where you have we were saying like the Lynx basically are punching their ticket to the finals. This is another way of trying to punch your ticket to the finals. It's just trying to make sure that you have a fair fight going up against the 2nd or 3rd seeded team. So this match, even though it's not for the top spot, is actually probably one of the most important of the night.
Yeah, a pair of important matches. We'll have our highlight match. That will be from the Red Mammoths and Blue Wolves, which I've heard it's a killer series. And then we will have the Blue Wolves and Yellow Mammoths to wrap up the night and see where everything lies. But before we get into our games, we'll give these players one last piece of advice, and that comes in the form of Doc's Keys to the Game, which are presented by the Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Don't let them have multiple attempts. Clear the ball at angles. Steal boost. And bump and demo to disrupt. It's all brought to you by Esports Tower. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You match with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Well, it's time for round 3. It's our highlight match, the Red Mammoths and the Blue Wolves. This is game 5 between these two teams. Somebody's going to go home a winner here. It is tied at 2. Red Mammoths in orange, Blue Wolves fittingly in blue. And we'll see what can get done. The Red Mammoths would lock up the 2nd seed with a win. But they've been challenged quite a bit here as we are in game 5. And they're going to be pressing as we see Cran taking it up near midfield. The great centering pass to nobody, unfortunately. So that one will get cleared away.
Now here come the Blue Wolves. Actually, Red Mammoths are going to be, I think we have a little bit of a mix-up here. The Red Mammoths are going to be in blue, and the Blue Wolves are going to be in orange, and that is going to be torture for my brain to keep track of.
Yeah, just a little bit of a mishap there, but it's the Red Mammoths, as you said, in blue, scoring first. They've been known for slow group play stages, but they could lock in the 2nd seed with a victory here and just be able to focus on that bracket stage next week. They're trying to extend that lead. As you mentioned, this is game 5, so this has been quite the crazy series here between these two teams. Is Scalix now going to drive this one up the field? Bobbert and Clayton going to combine for a nice little hit there, but Cran in perfect position. He's got Siphon in the corner, just not able to make anything happen, but there it is. There's the 2nd goal for the Red Mammoths.
Well, Crayon already getting 1 goal and having a big night for the Red Mammoths thus far. He's applying so much pressure and being able to score when he wants. And already they have a 2-goal lead. Look at Siphon there with the 3rd.
Red Mammoths feeling the pressure, knowing that they could have dropped down to that 3rd or maybe even that 4th seed with a loss here. They do not want that to happen. And Switch going to play it up off the backboard for a teammate. Ball doesn't get really any closer to the net, and Switch will go retreating. Siphon Clark tries one last desperate attempt. He's not able to find it, though. And now we see Cran in front of the net. Dangerous clear there from the Red Mammoths, but they're able to make it work.
Now can the Blue Wolves get their 1st goal? It doesn't look like it as the Red Mammoths. Crayon is going to be pushing it up the field. Siphon Clark and Switch following behind. Switch with the little bit of a tap there to get the 4th goal. And Switch, I should say, should be getting the most improved award from Esports Tower. He started out as a brand new player to Rocket League 2 months ago and is now a platinum player playing with the Red Mammoths, getting their 5th goal. Just shows you how much Esports Tower can help you improve.
We've seen a lot of great improvement from Switch. We also have seen Siphon Clark and Cran there, who have had excellent performances. I think Cran actually might have picked up a hat trick on that goal. We'll have to see if we get a look at the scoreboard here to confirm that, as Cran's going to have to back clear. Siphon Clark actually hits him out of the way. Scalix now with a centering attempt there, not able to find it. Cran now all alone. He's just going to let that one fall, and he's having an insane night here, and there it is. 4 goals for him on 4 shots, a hat trick and then some. And even though it's in game 5, the Red Mammoths have started to pull away as it looks like Cran's going to get his 5th.
Okay. Maybe it's just off of their match with the Lynx. They're just trying to, say, here are all the goals that we weren't able to score in that last match.
They're trying to let the Lynx know, hey, you actually have something to worry about. It's just not going to be an easy trip to the grand finals and an easy win. They're making a statement here in the Red Mammoths final game of the night. The Blue Wolves just need a little bit more time together, but the coaching staff thinks that once they're able to close out these games, they're going to be able to take some games off some of these teams as well. They've come incredibly close. I mean, you don't get to Game 5 on a fluke.
Right.
But right now it looks like this Game 5 is all but decided here with just 2 minutes left on the clock.
I'd like to see the Blue Wolves get at least one goal, as they're trying to do here. Opening for them right here. Can one person follow up? Where were oh, well, there comes someone at the last moment.
That was wild. I don't even know what happened. It looked like that ball was getting cleared away. It looked like we were in the rumble for a moment there, and somebody just kind of punched the ball in with the power up. That was an absolutely insane goal for somebody from the Blue Wolves. And we'll see if they can maybe build off of that as Bobbert's racing upfield. He's in a one-on-one, and the ball will get stolen away, but at the cost of a demolition.
Now picking up some boost here, looking to get their next goal, but they need to find a clear the Blue Wolves right now. And right now it just seems that they're just a bit too slow in their own half of the field. I'm just not seeing that many force and double commit right there. It's just not working out for them.
As we talked about, though, this Blue Wolves team just needs a little bit more coaching, a little bit more time together. We mentioned Clayton, a new player, a friend of Bobbert's, though. And once that friendship can maybe get going on the Rocket League field, who knows where this team could go. Is Cran with an excellent display of aerial control of the ball, but he can't quite score the goal. But Switch will bang it in, and it's 8-1.
Well, Switch getting 2 goals thus far, not quite enough for a hat trick yet, but maybe off of this kickoff, it looked like Crayon was definitely going for the goal there, and the follow-up there is going to be able to get the 9th goal.
That should be a hat trick for Switch. We'll see if Siphon Clark can maybe join them. Would need 2 goals in the final minute, which not out of the realm of possibilities for a player as talented as Siphon Clark. But I'm sure the Blue Wolves do not want to get to that double-digit number on the scoreboard, maybe even scoring a second goal of their own if they have it in front of the net. Now they will have to go retreating, though, and try and make a defensive stop here.
Oh, he saw Switch, I think it was, just flying past there into the goal. He definitely was trying to get the 10th goal there. Oh, and a demo right before the Blue Wolves can even get capitalize on what might have been too much offense from the Red Mammoths, but what a great place, kind of defensive demo that we saw there.
See that the Red Mammoths did go on to win this series with relative ease, but again, I think this Blue Wolves team is very, very close to starting to figure things out. But Red Mammoth, I think this, as you mentioned, probably a little bit of revenge from that game against the Lynx. Probably just wanted to say, hey, you know what? We figured things out. We're ready to go here, and we're going to be a challenge next week. So it will be the Lynx as the 1 seed, the Red Mammoths as the 2 seed. And now it's time to figure out who will be the 3 seed and who will avoid that date with the Lynx. Next Monday will be our premier match of round 3. Yellow Mammoths, Blue Wolves, best of 5. And be ready to see who's going to be that 3 seed, who's going to be that 4 seed, and really build some confidence heading into next week's bracket stage. And we've seen some good things from both these teams, and I'll be very curious to see who comes out on top here, Jim.
Yeah, these are 2 teams that thus far we have only seen when we are kind of comparing their performance to either the Lynx or the Red Mammoths. But now seeing the Yellow Mammoths and the Blue Wolves go up against each other, we will kind of get the most complete picture of where these teams stand in their natural gameplay and teamwork ability.
And of course, the last thing you want to do is go against the Lynx in the bracket stage, because the Lynx have just been mowing over everyone. So that's just even like a cherry on top. Not only do you want to end with a win to build some confidence for next week, be able to set yourself up in a better stage for the bracket to maybe be able to make a run, because the Red Mammoths, both these teams have given quite the run of their money too. But we will see here in our final game, the Blue Wolves in blue, the Yellow Mammoths in orange. Does look like Spooky is in for Clayton for the Blue Wolves. Maybe going to give the Blue Wolves a little bit of a jump they could need here, as we see Major Mayhem in on the side of the Yellow Mammoths. That ball right in front of the net, but a great clear away.
Mochi is going to push it off to the side. They're still looking to just center it up at the right moment. For Hoorah to come in, actually misses. That allows Spooky the opportunity. He needs to air dribble this way back over toward the Yellow Mammoth's goal. It's going to be credited with the shot on goal there, but it's Major who gets the save, and toward an open goal there, just off to the left, and follow-up just off to the right. Unfortunately, an opportunity not capitalized on for the Yellow Mammoths.
Moji with a great pass over to Major Mayhem, though, but he will get demoed, so there is no follow-up. And coaches have told us that Moji for the Mammoths brings a lot of natural synergy to this team. Even with being so new to the Esports Tower, he has a good attitude and enjoys playing with his teammates, which is always something you want to see because you're going to be with these teammates for quite a while. So building that camaraderie is very important as Moji and his teammates are looking to lock in this 3 seed in the bracket. Hoorah racing down, can't get around Spooky, but Moji can. Right in front of the net, but Spooky's just going to clear that one away and make sure nothing crazy happens.
Clear coming through from Hoorah there. Moji coming up the left side there, waiting to assist, and it's going to be left up to Major to stop that clear from the Blue Wolves. Here he comes off the wall. Here's some air, nice air dribbling, just leaving it up in front for Moji, who capitalizes on it and gets the first goal for the Yellow Mammoths.
Fantastic job by Emoji, bringing it all together. Great play by Major Mayhem, by the way, setting up that goal from Moji. And it really feels like this Yellow Mammoths team is a 4 deep. As Major Mayhem, as we mentioned, hasn't had much time to practice with the team, so he's been sort of that sub player, but still makes fantastic plays even when he's been in. And Spooky now plays it off the back wall. Major Mayhem takes a shot, but Bobbert with an excellent save, and now Spooky's going to carry it up towards that orange goal.
About 3 minutes left in this first game here. Major driving up the field. Moji is just off to the left side of the field there, probably picking up some boost. Is up to about 100 boost right now. Now they're going to be looking for their clear. Can the Blue Wolves capitalize? They just seemed like the centering pass wasn't followed through there. Now they're able to get, look at Major where the clear turned into a goal.
Fantastic just accuracy here from Major Mayhem. Puts it in a great spot. Bobbert probably was trying to predict where that ball is going to land, but it is so hard to do that. And that was a great shot, just barely inside the crossbar there. And the Yellow Mammoths up 2-0, maybe starting to figure out their biggest woe, which, as we talked about throughout the night, is scoring goals. And Major Mayhem bringing that spark. He's going to get another one there, and the Yellow Mammoths get their third of the game.
That's just on a wide open goal there. Unfortunate oversight from the Blue Wolves.
I really like what Major Mayhem's bringing to this team, and who knows, he was not in for that series against the Red Wolves. Who knows what would happen if in next week's bracket stage, if we get that rematch. If Major Mayhem's in, if that could be a different result, as Major Mayhem makes a great save on Spooky, plays it around one, plays it around a second, but Spooky will not let him beat him again, and he'll set himself up for a shot off the backboard. Can't quite convert.
Now Hoorah is going to be setting it up for Major. Actually, just might be taking the goal himself, and Spooky with the save there. Blue Wolves are just cutting it way too close here, just in leaving those open goals. Hopefully they can mount a little bit of better defense here. Spooky is going to be passing it over to the other side of the field, is going to be beating the Yellow Mammoths to that ball, but Moji takes it away from him. Now can there be a follow-up? Moji again is going to get the goal they were looking for.
Just a great individual effort here from Moji, as you mentioned. Steals it away from Spooky, reads the rebound. Bit of an unfortunate double commit there from Scalix and Bobbert there on that shot, but fantastic solo play by Moji. And him and Major Mayhem right now are absolutely popping off in this game 1 of this series, and there might be more to come as Spooky wins that kickoff, but Moji's going to retreat. Bobbert takes a shot off the backboard. Spooky can't convert. They got to be careful. Bobbert's all alone as Hoorah's going to hit it over to the corner, try and center it up for himself, but it doesn't take the bounce he wanted. Everyone for the Blue Wolves able to recover in time.
Now Spooky able to clear that ball. He's going to be now leaving Slaxis to try to get the shot on goal. Is credited with one. Moji with the save. Now going to be turning that into a clear of their own. Plays it above the Blue Wolves. Past them. Spooky picks up the corner boost. And is now going to be trying to, actually both of them kind of flew past that one in that 50-50. But it overall turns into a clear for the Yellow Mammoths, for the Blue Wolves. Now the Yellow Mammoths on their own counterattack. Unfortunately, a little bit of a double commit there. It's going to be leaving them just a little bit short and trying to find that goal.
Spooky maybe setting something up for the Blue Wolves in this final minute. Right in front of the net, just not able to convert. Now Major Mayhem, he's looking for a hat trick. He's racing past Bobbert. He's also trying to get it past Galaxis. It's centered up right in front of the net, but there's nobody home. And there's no follow-up for the Yellow Mammoths, so they won't be able to find their 5th goal.
Spooky with a very nice clear there. Was actually going to go into the goal, but Major was right there ready to play defense. Moji is going to not be able to take it away from Slaxis there. So instead going to be a pop off the roof there. It looked like Hoorah was going to do a pop off the roof. Look, it's Spooky there coming in with an unexpected shot on goal. Going to be saved by Major. At this point, even if they got a goal, it's not going to be enough for the Blue Wolves. They are going to have to go with 1 game lost in this series thus far and prepare themselves for game 2.
Ooh, Major Mayhem barely missed on a hat trick here in the final seconds. I don't know how long they'll be able to keep this ball alive. And as I say that, the ball does touch the ground, so the Yellow Mammoths pick up the game 1 win. But been told that the Blue Wolves, the part of the reason they are so good and the coaching staff likes them so much is that they're able to take feedback from practice and apply it to their game instantly, which is a huge strength for a team that is this young. So you give them a little bit of VOD review from some of these games here today, they are going to improve tremendously. We'll see if in this 60-second break they can get some of that going because they had some bright spots, but for the Yellow Mammoths, Major Mayhem came in, he set the tone, he got 2 early goals that kind of started the scoring.
Yeah, Major Mayhem is just in not terms of getting goals, but a lot of the goals that he got were from way back on the field. He just has that kind of accuracy to be able to, his clears are shots on goals, so it's always putting the Blue Wolves on the defensive and forcing them to really not leave the goal open, and that was unfortunately something that they fell victim to in the kind of the first half of this game. But like you said, Fish, they're great at improving, so we'll see how they do for game 2.
And the one thing the Yellow Mammoths do so well as well is that they have such a great defense that for a team like the Blue Wolves, it might be hard to score goals. So Yellow Mammoths might not need too many, but they can start to figure out this offense, use this Blue Wolves as a warm-up for next week. That might get the Yellow Mammoths in a great position, but I would love to see the Blue Wolves maybe take a game, get a couple goals here and there, really make the Yellow Mammoths work for it, because both these teams would love to get some confidence on board for next week's bracket stage. But it's game 2 here. Yellow Mammoths up 1-0 in our best of 5. Winner will punch the 3 seed and get a date with the Red Mammoths. The loser will unfortunately have the task of trying to slow down the Lynx, who have been unstoppable tonight in next week's bracket for the Esports Tower Rumbles. Off the kickoff, Moji steals that one away from Spooky, gets a great pass over to Major Mayhem, who just misses on it. And now Moji racing down into the corner, gets the center, but nobody's there.
Now Spooky is going to be looking for the clear. Actually, with Slaxis, they're kind of bunched up together. Now Slaxis is going to go back, pick up some boost, while Moji knocks it over to the corner, but doesn't really center it up, and a miss there from Hoorah gives the Blue Wolves an opportunity maybe for some sort of counterattack, but instead they're off on the other side of the field, but they're setting themselves up for the save that needs to happen with Major Mayhem getting a shot on goal.
Crossbar bailing out the Blue Wolves there. Major Mayhem has been spectacular offensively in this series. A Spooky shot saved off by Moji, who takes a shot. Major Mayhem just barely redirects it. They get a demo on Bobbert in the net, but they didn't have a shot in time, and Bobbert ends up respawning and making an excellent save. Scalic's now going to get demos, but Spooky with an opportunity, and Bobbert actually going to steal that one. Great job there by the Blue Wolves.
That's a great first goal for them. Wow, what a great past 2 members. You can't discount that.
And great follow-up there for Bobbert. That actually would have been saved had he not gone in for that shot. I thought he just stole it, but the look at the replay showed that he actually helped it out. This time, Spooky's not going to have anybody steal his shot. And the Blue Wolves up 2-0 already.
Yeah, that's just classic cheating up behind the kickoff right there. That's great play there from Spooky, getting the 2nd goal.
Blue Wolves with the lead here, and 2 goals for the Yellow Mammoths at times felt insurmountable. Spooky right now put on a bit of a clinic here as he is dominating this game too. Nice save there. Moji racing up. Can he beat Galaxis to the ball? Yes, he can. He might even have a wide open net, but Bobbert makes a fantastic save.
Now Major trying to send it up. Is going to be stolen away by Spooky there. So now here comes Moji with another attempt to center, leaving it for Hoorah, I think, who came rushing in there but wasn't able to pick up the goal. So now here comes Major towards the back. Is actually going to score the goal himself. And the Blue Wolves, I think, had just already kind of resigned it to themselves to try to push it up the field, and they just rotated too far up.
Yeah, you see Spooky try and jump in the air to make some kind of miracle stop. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite get it done, and the Yellow Mammoths back within one. Still plenty of time on the clock. Scalax is going to hit that one down to the orange corner off the kickoff. Major Mayhem will pop it up in the air, going to play it off the wall himself. The great center, but there's nobody there, so Bobbert and Spooky combine for an easy save.
Now Hurrar over one of the Blue Wolves. Spooky, nice clear back toward the orange goal. Around the corner here, it's going to be left for Moji, who's going to become rushing in around the corner. He's able to get the hit on the ball, centers it up there for Major, but it's actually going to be Moji all by himself who gets credited with that goal.
And we get a great view here from Major Mayhem's point of view. He sees the setup, but nobody on the Blue Wolves able to connect, and Major Mayhem, being the good teammate he is, says, well, I don't need to touch this ball. It's already going in. And just like that, we have ourselves a 2-2 game. Just under half of game 2 already gone by. We'll see who can maybe get the goal to start off the second half of this game and really put themselves in the lead and in command, as Scalaxis can't quite play away from Hurrah. And he's going to chase him across the length of the field before it finally ends up on the wall.
In comes Spooky. He's going to be contesting with Major, it looks like. Unable to win that contest with Major. Opening for Moji. It just gets pushed off to the right side. Hurrar coming in here. It's going to be pushing it around Spooky again. Now it's Moji's turn, but Spooky just a little bit too fast for Moji, but isn't going to find a complete clear. It is going to be Hurrar who keeps the ball and side control back in the favor of the Yellow Mammoths.
Hurrar looks like he set it up perfectly for Major Mayhem. Oh, just can't quite get the double tap. Hits off the crossbar. Spooky's going to pinch that one back to the orange side, but Moji's waiting right there, and he'll just launch it over to blue.
Oh, shot on goal there from Robert there, but not going to find it. Major is the one with the save there, and we've seen Major so good at converting those saves and clears into goal attempts, which Moji was going to be the one with the shot on goal there. Not going to find it, but they are really setting their sights on not letting this go to overtime and getting themselves back in the lead.
Spooky does manage to pull off a clear, but he's not able to center it up. Now it's Moji's turn. He's going to get it over one. Bobbert all alone, but Moji loses control of his car and loses the dribble. Spooky gets demoed. Now Bobbert with a great opportunity, but it's turned away by Major Mayhem and Moji. Centered back up again. Moji's just going to clear it over to Scalax. Hurrah takes control of it, hits him versus Spooky, and Spooky will win that battle easy.
1 minute left. If no goal is scored in this last minute, we're going to overtime here. It's both, it looks like actually two members of the Yellow Mammoths are trying to clear that at the same time. It's going to be left up to Major here, just trying to get the angle. Actually, Hurrah on the ground trying to get the clear. The Blue Wolves are actually doing a great job with side control in this final minute. But now, as I say that, Major Mayhem is now looking to center it up for a goal here. Not going to find it.
So another great chance. Oh, off the rebound from the crossbar. Major Mayhem, with 40 seconds on the clock, puts his team in the lead, does not give up on it. Great attempt from Spooky, but Major Mayhem follows that ball and puts his team up one.
This really does have to make me wonder, Fish, as you said, what would have happened if Major had been in an earlier match with the Yellow Mammoths against the Red Mammoths. It really is anyone's guess because he has been such a key figure. Look at all of his shots on goals, including his 2 goals there for the Yellow Mammoths. And he just got another shot on goal there, along with Moji. Those two have really been the brunt of the offensive pressure from the Yellow Mammoths. And now with 5 seconds left, I don't think the Blue Wolves are going to have the time. They got to keep the ball in the air, but if it hits the ground, then the Yellow Mammoths are going to be at match point.
Ooh, Bobbert keeps it alive. He's racing for it, but a huge play by Major Mayhem to just barely tap it out of his reach. And the Yellow Mammoths will now put themselves on match point. The Blue Wolves with an excellent effort, especially from Bobbert and Spooky, but unfortunately just not able to seal the deal as Major Mayhem did it himself for the go-ahead and eventual game-winning goal. This is a very close series. I think the Yellow Mammoths maybe got a little too confident after that Game 1 gem, but an excellent response by the Blue Wolves, and feels like they're right on the cusp, as we talked about, from being able to take a few games off some of these teams.
And I think the great thing for the Blue Wolves here is even if they don't win, we see they're playing with Spooky, a Rocket League coach. I mean, if this is the team that we have been talking about that has the great ability to learn, then what better way than when you're playing itself, having the coach to kind of give you the critiques as it's happening, you know, and then the VOD reviews later. I just have great hopes for the Blue Wolves going forward that they're going to really improve their gameplay.
Well, it's time to find out if they were able to do any of that in the 60 seconds we give them between games. It's our potentially final game of the night. Yellow Mammoths on match point here, trying to lock in that 3 seed and avoid a date with the Lynx in next week's bracket stage. Spooky and the Blue Wolves trying to do the exact same thing. Bobber put just a bit too high off the net. Hoorah not able to get it, but here's Major Mayhem. It's going to be a one-on-one. Him versus Spooky. Pops it up in the air. Unfortunately for him, there's no follow-up on his team.
Here comes Spooky, actually with a pretty wide open field, was able to get a shot on goal there, but the crossbar both times there, coming in clutch for the Yellow Mammoths. Now they dust themselves off, ready for their push toward the goal, but Spooky pushing off toward the side, still wants to be in this match.
Oh, Spooky centers it up for a teammate. Nobody's there. Now it's Moji's turn. Oh, just off the crossbar, and unfortunately for Spooky, he was coming in so fast to make a save that he ends up getting carried right into the ball, and it's an own goal that puts the Yellow Mammoths up 1.
Well, that's a great start for the Yellow Mammoths. They are at match point here, so they would love to be able to, you know, this victory for them is going to be their ticket to at least having a chance to get to the finals next week and not going up against the Lynx. So now here comes Hoorah with the pass over to Moji, stopped by Slaxus, who pushes it off to the side of the field. Major, with some great defense in the backfield, is able to keep the side control on the side of the Yellow Mammoths, gives them some time to all refill up on boost. And in comes Hoorah, now stealing it away from the Blue Wolves with Moji, again looking to clear, but Spooky is doing a great job on defense.
Yeah, Spooky's been doing a great job this whole series for the Blue Wolves, keeping them in it. And Skylix is now going to clear it all the way down into the corner. Can't quite get the double tap. Ball bounces over. Spooky Bobbert with a great save as the last man on defense. But Major Mayhem now looking to take possession of this ball. Spooky having none of it. He'll clear it away. Now Moji looking for a clear. He's got a centering pass. Unfortunately, there's just nobody home for the Yellow Mammoths, and they're going to get that ball cleared right back to the orange side.
Now we have a little bit over 3 minutes left in this third game. Blue Wolves struggling to try to find a goal to even it up. And they really don't have that many shots on goal at all. But so do the Yellow Mammoths. It's still just 2 shots on goal for each team. Ooh, might have been 3 there for the Yellow Mammoths, but actually that would have been an own goal, so strike that. Instead, Moji's going to be the one trying to center it up. Look for Major, but Spooky just too fast, and he has the opportunity to score in the open goal, and he does so.
Spooky with the great job there, sticking with the ball. Unfortunately, Yellow Mammoth just all over commit for that goal, and that is what will happen when you do just that. Spooky goes the length of the field with nobody in front of him. And just over the halfway mark of our game, Spooky's tied things up here, and we'll see if he can get one more to get the Blue Wolves to a game 4.
Ooh, just in front of the Blue Wolves goal there. They're definitely trying to pull back into the lead, the Yellow Mammoths. Moji is going to try to play it above Spooky. Instead, Spooky just runs right into Moji, and the momentum just forces the ball to go back to the other side of the field. But now they've recovered. Now Major is trying to send it up. Good opportunity here, but Moji, I think, was too busy demoing Spooky and wasn't able to follow up there.
We talk about it all the time. Knowing when to demo is more important than just demoing, as Hoorah's going to retreat. He should get there in time, and he will. Well, yeah, that was a great opportunity for Moji and company to score a goal, but he went for the demo. He's going to get his redemption, pops it up over 1. Spooky not going to let that happen. Major Mayhem will just keep it on that blue side. Trying to get it around Spooky, give his team the 2-1 lead. And now once again, Spooky's got a chance at a goal, but he's just not going to make it there in time.
Now Spooky with a great setup there, but unfortunately just a little bit too early. This teammate came in there, wasn't able to get the goal. Emoji looking for the clear. It's just going to hit Spooky right on the wall, and the ball is just going to die and head down toward the ground. Now here comes Slaxes, unable to keep the side control going. Instead, it's a great opportunity for the Yellow Mammoths to try to score. There we go here. They're going to contest. Actually, no, that's wide open for Hurar. He's going to pop it off his top there. He's going to try to set it up for a teammate. Gets demoed, but Major is going to try to flick it up over them. Oh, past one, but Spooky's waiting there. No, it's not going to happen quite that time.
It got challenged by multiple members of the Blue Wolves as well, trying to demo him, so he was never able to get that forward momentum. And now he's going to center it up, steals away from Spooky, but there's just nobody there. Moji and Hoorah playing incredibly safe for the Yellow Mammoths here in these final minutes. Trying to avoid losing. Well, it looks like we might be headed to overtime unless Spooky can make something happen here. Get a demolition onto Major Mayhem. That is huge as we get down to the last 30 seconds.
Major has respawned, but it's too late. That's what we're talking about if you want to use those demos to your advantage. It was just right as Major was respawning, so they took the opportunity that they needed, because a few seconds more and Major would have definitely been playing some defense.
25 seconds for the Yellow Mammoths to at least tie this game up. Off the kickoff, though, ball goes in the wrong direction. Moji now gets challenged there. Major Mayhem looking to get around Scalix. Spooky's the last man on defense. It's a great clear. And we're down to the final 10 seconds. The Yellow Mammoths trying to tie us up and send it to overtime.
They need to keep the ball in the air, and this is their opportunity. Is the ball going to hit the ground? Ooh, it's going to be close. Instead, Blue Wolves getting their first victory of this match.
Fantastic job by the Blue Wolves. Spooky coming in to help give them that goal. As you mentioned, we're using that demo finally to be able to set things up. And now we'll head to a game 4, and it feels like the Blue Wolves are shrinking and shrinking that gap little by little. I'll be very curious to see if they're maybe able to force us to a game 5, or if the Yellow Mammoths kind of figured things out. That was a very quiet game for Major Mayhem, and a big reason why the Yellow Mammoths only mustered 1 goal.
And I also have to wonder if the Yellow Mammoths just got a little bit too comfortable with the notion that they're always going to be in the lead and they're always going to be on the offensive, because they left the goal open 2 times. Luckily for them, the second time it didn't turn into a goal. But they have just been rotating up just a little bit too far. And so if they can just get a handle on that, I think that they can get what they need to get their victory.
100% agree with you. I think it all starts with Major Mayhem, though, because we've seen this yellow team struggle to score goals. And I think Spooky did a really, really good job of neutralizing what Major Mayhem wanted to do with the ball. So I think that's going to be almost the matchup I want to watch, is Spooky versus Major Mayhem here in this game 4. And whoever wins that individual matchup will probably have their team either with the 3rd seed or into a game 5.
Look at Major Mayhem coming back with a vengeance, but isn't able to get the goal there, just a little bit too far to the left. Moji stopping the clear coming through there. Now can the center up actually just goes right for the demo onto Robert, and that's gonna pay dividends for them.
Exactly who we talked about. Major Mayhem starts with that demo, as you mentioned. Spooky's off on the corner getting boost. Barely missed from Scalix, and I think Major Mayhem felt the pressure, probably was a little upset he couldn't be there for his team in that 3rd game and was kind of shut out. And he starts out with a bang here in game 4.
The next kickoff goes in favor of Moji, but Spooky is waiting to clear it back. It's going to go back towards the Yellow Mammoths, but here comes Major again. Nice play from Robert there. Stop his clear. Ball in the center field right now. Spooky's waiting for it, and instead bounces over Spooky. He's going to have to go back to corral it. Here he comes again, trying again for that clear, but Moji running some great interference there. It's going to be Hurar to stop them right over the Blue Wolves. And a demo onto Hurar in return.
Oh, Major Mayhem nearly had it. Then he got a second accidental touch that took the ball out of Moji's line, and that would have been another goal. Spooky takes a shot. It's cleared away by Moji. Hurrah's going to get a demo onto Spooky. That is huge, but he's going to be able to respawn in time before they can make anything happen with it.
Now Moji's going to push it off to the side of the field. Doesn't want the goal to be completely open. Now in comes Moji again, but Spooky beats him to the ball, is able to find the clear. Major now pushing that into the corner. Is able to get the better of that contest there. The ball is going to fly right over the Blue Wolves and head back towards their goal. Can the Yellow Mammoths capitalize on that?
Hoorah, the great opportunity, just a bit underneath that ball. Ends up back passing it to Major Mayhem. Scary decision there for the Yellow Mammoths. Trying to hold on to this 1-0 lead. You can see Spooky trying to scout out Major Mayhem. Uh-oh, Major Mayhem now has a wide open net. He's just got to get there in time. He gets an assist from Bobbert there. Probably not what he was looking for, and that's going to be the second goal for the Yellow Mammoths.
I mean, might not be what he was looking for, but he'll take it.
He'll take it any way possible. I don't think Bobbert was intending to bump his opponent into scoring a goal. But we'll see what Spooky and company can do here in these next 3 minutes.
Well, Bobbert with a great clear toward the goal, just a little bit too high off the backboard. So now heads to the other side of the field. Nice clear there from Major. It's going to give them the opportunity to try to score their third goal here. Ooh, but just not enough altitude there from Hoorah there. So Moji is going to center it up again for Hoorah for another opportunity, and it had the right trajectory, but just was a very slow shot, giving the Blue Wolves plenty of time to save.
Spooky's been playing out of his mind, trying to will his team to a game 5. It's a great shot over Moji's head, but Hoorah is there. See Bobbert take a shot. Major Mayhem just going to pinch that one off the wall, get away from in front of his own net as we have just over 2 minutes left. And Bobbert wheels up. Going to put this to a 2-1 game.
It was a great centering pass by, and a fortunate double commit there, kind of uncharacteristic of the Yellow Mammoths, but that cost them there.
Probably trying to play a bit too safe, just hold on to this lead. Which can happen, and Bobbert off the kickoff hits the crossbar, and it ends up being scored. It's an own goal. Bobbert will get credit for the kickoff with a fantastic effort. Major Mayhem a little bit late to the start. And then unfortunately Moji boosts right into the ball, and Bobbert has got us tied up at 2.
He just has to sit there in shock at what he just witnessed. So now, the way these kickoffs have been going, Major is going to get one right after that. Puts them back into the lead. A kickoff for a kickoff, my goodness.
This time it's Major who takes advantage, actually is still a bit late, but it plays it perfectly. Getting Bobbert to hit the ball into him, and I guess we'll give that one right back, as you said, Jen. We'll see if anything crazy happens off this kickoff. It's a dead-on collision, so nothing too crazy.
Moji, going to get bumped out of the way there. Hoorah's in the backfield, is going to take it. Is able to keep some sort of side control, needs to be aware. Oh, misses there, so now it's Moji's opportunity. Slacks is going to beat him to the ball, keeps it in midfield. Off to the other side, Spooky now with the shot, just above. He's going to play it off the backboard, but the trajectory is nowhere near enough for a goal.
Major Mayhem dribbling it forward, one man to beat. It's Spooky, ball gets popped in the air. Moji's going to try and save it with the back pass, another one off the crossbar. Moji in reverse, going to keep that play alive. Yellow Mammoths would love one more insurance goal, and I think Major almost had it, but Bobbert, the hero of this game, makes a huge save. Spooky with the demo, and Bobbert's racing upfield.
Nice play there by Moji. Going to be around the corner. Spooky takes it away from him. Now opportunity here for the Blue Wolves. Dangerous situation for the Yellow Mammoths. Whew, just a little bit too late there. I think that was Slacks is just a little bit too late to follow up on that shot there, because that was definitely wide open for them to tie it up.
Oh, Spooky was right there. Major Mayhem gets it around one more. Just Bobbert to be in the goal. He does it, and he once again, it's deja vu from game 2. Major Mayhem just bullies the ball past Spooky and gives the Yellow Mammoths a 2-goal lead with 40 seconds on the clock.
Now we're going to head into the next kickoff, but we've seen some amazing kickoff goals thus far, so I wouldn't necessarily be surprised. Instead, both of them reach at about the same time. Going to be heading over to the side of the field, and Spooky with a nice clear there. It's going to be left up to Robert and Slaxis to follow up. They're finding themselves with some great interference. Hoorah is going to be driving it to the other side of the field. Again, the ball just kind of wanders right in front of the Yellow Mammoth's goal. And that was a great play by Spooky from midfield.
Spooky just punishing Hoorah for trying to take this a little bit slower. realizes that, turns around. I think Hurar actually kind of got a nose on it. That angled the ball into the net. And now we've got another kickoff, and as we've talked about, we've seen some crazy ones. Spooky's going to win it, but just barely. Major Mayhem and Moji will combine to at least get it away from front of their own net. 10 seconds left. One more goal for the Yellow Mammoths might just do it, but they got to be careful. They can't allow something crazy to happen in these final 3 seconds. Ball going towards the goal. Spooky's going to keep it alive. He'll take a shot. Oh, it's saved by Major Mayhem. An excellent save, and what a way to end that game as Major Mayhem with the biggest save of the night avoids overtime, and the Yellow Mammoths come out on top 3 games to 1. And will set themselves up with a rematch of their brother in color, the brother in animal, the Red Mammoths, in our next week's bracket. The Blue Wolves will unfortunately have to deal with the Lynx, but it's been an excellent night of Rocket League. Don't forget, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to eSport industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights with our featured Rebels. Recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Everything's all wrapped up here. We've got the Lynx at 3-0, the Red Mammoths at 2-1, Yellow Mammoths at 1-2, and Blue Wolves at 0-3. So we should have a matchup of the Lynx and Blue Wolves and the Red and Yellow Mammoths in next week's bracket stage, but you never know what can happen between now and then, so we will keep our ears and eyes open. Don't forget, next Monday is our bracket stage, but we have our post-game accolades to give out, starting with our ICCU Player of the Game, Gem. And do you have any nominations for your Player of the Game?
I mean, the most obvious would probably be Flux. I mean, when you're a member that has that big of an impact on the game that the other team is just trying to demo you with reckless abandon, even if it's not the most strategic demolitions, they just want to get you out of the game, then I can definitely see Flux taking that honor.
Now, I think anyone from the Lynx is definitely a great choice, but I have to say, I mean, maybe it's just the recency bias, but I like the player we just saw who basically just avoided overtime. I think Major Mayhem stepped up in a big way for the Yellow Mammoths. He absolutely played out of his mind, and like we talked about, who knows if he's in there for that series against the Red Mammoths. Maybe it's the Yellow Mammoths at 2-1, because that series was incredibly close between those two teams. I can't wait to see the rematch, but I think either of those players are very well deserving. I think anyone who played here tonight probably deserves a nod. We will find out here shortly who our ICCU Player of the Game is going to be, brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union. I think Flux is probably a good choice, but I'm sure the Lynx would rather have a championship than any sort of accolade, but I'm really curious to see who's it going to be. I think Jockstrot, of course, it's his last Rumble as well, Jem, so I bet you he maybe wants one either this week or next week, but I'm sure he would love a championship even more than any of that.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that we've given a player of the game in terms of a nostalgic kind of final send-off there, so that would certainly be fitting, but I think we've gone through basically all the members that could be nominated. I mean, I guess you could give well, I'll put it this way. All of the players of the game here, they can take pride that at least they had a better performance than the Boise State basketball team last night in Rocket League. That's all I'm going to say.
Damn, Jem is still firing shots out at the Boise State basketball team. And hey, they might have gotten their comeuppance in Rocket League, but they definitely had a fantastic Call of Duty performance, and I can't wait to have them back. Here is the ICCU Player of the Game. And it is going to be Flux. You were right, Jem, as you mentioned. Absolutely dominating performance. Started a bit slow. Did not score in the first game we saw as it was all Racer and Jockstrot, but came on strong. And him and the Racer and Jockstrot on that Lynx team are going to be a force to reckon with next week in our bracket stage game. Well, the Idaho Central Credit Union Player of the Game, brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union. He's a great player, makes the team more successful. It's like they're helping their members achieve financial success. Flux is your ICCU Player of the Week for this week. Cannot wait to see what he can do going forward. And as the coach has said, if he can figure out his game sense, the sky is the limit for him. And he's getting better and better every single game we saw here tonight. It was absolutely a treat to watch him.
And a shout out just to the Lynx as a whole team, being able to get kind of the triple hat trick, one hat trick for each team member in a complete game. Great performance from them. They're going to be the favorites to win in the bracketed stage.
Well, as we prepare to close out tonight's broadcast and as we set up for next week's bracket stage, do you have any final thoughts here, Jem? Any big takeaways?
Well, I just got to say, for the team that's in fourth seed right now, just look at this as another learning opportunity and just try to set yourself in the right mindset for going up against the Lynx next week.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough task, even if you get the Lynx in the grand finals, but you will get a game to warm up. Well, congratulations to all the teams in the group stage. We'll be back with the conclusion of our show next week's Monday night, 4 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Eastern time, to see who takes home the championship and qualifies for a spot in BFC to play against pro players and content creators. We will close out tonight with our top 5 presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 scholarship and your gift choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is always the best team out there. Reach out on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. We'll leave you with our top 5 plays, and don't forget, tune in next Monday to see who's the champion. But until then, have a good evening. That ball, almost to the back of the net. That was a great save by Cran. I didn't think anyone was getting there.
But oh, there's the hat trick for Jockstrap. Wait, I got to take another look at that one because that demo just filled up the screen there. Flux, oh man, what a great shot.
Fantastic job. Under 2, Jockstrap coming in, but Twitch makes a save. We'll see if anybody can find a clear for the Red Mammoths. The answer is no, because Flux has his second.
Well, we might see 2 hat tricks for 2 players thus far. And it really hasn't been more than 10 seconds that the Lynx have lost. They have been controlling it. With Flux and Racer, I'm counting up probably 10 or 11 shots on goal thus far. Make it 12 and another goal from Racer, of course. He needs a goal of his own.
Racer joins in on the scoring with it. Really an excellent solo play this time. Just takes it from midfield. Switch barely misses. I don't know if Flux was in hot pursuit of reading that one. Now it's Flux's turn. He was the hero game 1 with a great pass to Jockstrap. Off the backboard, Jockstrap just muscles that ball in. I don't even think Flux was ready for that one, as we got a great point of view on that goal.
Well, now we have 1 goal for each of these players scored in this match thus far, so great spreading it around the team. And I think it pretty much seesaws back and forth throughout the game here. But right now, in front of the Red Mammoths goal, Flux is going to find his second goal of the game. That's just straight out of nowhere. Flux definitely becoming the MVP for this game so far.
Glad to see Flux join the scoring as we